Have a word. How's it going,
Just need to
guys?
come down in price.
Guys, welcome in.
Yo.
Episode number 20.
Welcome.
I Boozy. We now
Big
join
number 20.
we now join an elite. What's the percentage? Is it 0.1 or 1%?
So, so, so because we've done 20 episodes of the podcast, that now puts us in the top 1% of podcasts in the entire world. Because after 10 episodes, 95% of people who make podcasts stop making them. So we've joined the.
Nobody gets to 20, so pretty much like none of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
majority of podcasts, 99% don't make it that far. But guys, welcome in. Episode 20. For those of you that are watching us on Twitch now, welcome in. For those of you watching back on YouTube, listening back on Spotify, we appreciate
Much
you.
love.
We appreciate you as well. And we're gonna get straight into it. Quick disclaimer. So obviously,
Here we go.
Adellion here, our Lord and Savior Adellion, in the words of Matt Beer,
Yeah,
is indeed
there he
drinking
is.
non-alcoholic beers. But for those that aren't aware, quick disclaimer. So this podcast is solely for entertainment purposes. We do not condone binge drinking, and we certainly, don't condone underage drinking or anything dodgy like that.
True.
So if you are
True.
drinking on the podcast, whether you're a co-host, whether you're a guest, whether you're someone in chat, just drink responsibly, and it's not our responsibility if you drink responsibly, it is yours. So with that being said, cheers.
Adellion, welcome in, man. Welcome in, Adellion. Welcome
Cheers.
in.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, so if for some reason you don't know who Adellion is, first of all, get to fucking know, right? Genuinely, and I'm not only saying this because he's here with us, one of the nicest guys I've ever met through this game. And it's been nothing but a pleasure to be around him. He's such a good guy. He's admin of the London's finest PvP group. Great lad. He's the community ambassador for the Manchester community. He's one of the leaders of the new upcoming PvP tournaments, Devon. He's a Pokemon GO professor and caster. He's a jack of all trades. So
Master of none.
yeah,
Master,
yeah.
he beat me to
There you
it.
go,
Look
mate.
here, he's on it. He's on
Yeah,
it.
he loves it. He fucking loves it. So
Get the badge
first
in.
things first, boys. What's the drinks of choice tonight? What are we drinking?
Right, so I've gone with a safe bet. Whenever I want to be in the pub with the lads, and I want to fit in as best as my skin color allows me.
Oh,
Anyway,
goodness
I go for Copperberg strawberry and lime, non-alcoholic. Apparently, it tastes just like ordinary cider.
It does. It actually does.
So this is my cheat, and I've got 3 cans that I'm hoping to get through over
Mate,
the next however long it takes.
Yeah.
So,
To be fair,
What happens
as well,
when you run out of the cans? Like, what's the game plan?
then he gets on the beers.
Yeah.
Then I get on the real shit.
Gets on the
non-alcoholic
fucking beers.
beers.
Yeah, Thomas, what are you drinking tonight? What are you on?
Well, I'm still in desperate need of some, so I'm drinking some inches because I'm
Inches.
I'm lacking inches. So
Yeah.
we're trying to be what we drink.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice. It's really nice. And my drink of choice tonight, we're drinking the Buffalo Trace Bourbon. That's what we're drinking tonight.
What are we drinking that with? Straight, yeah.
Oh, fucking hell no, you are mental, Rev. No, we're going to drink a pint of it.
That just looks like a really, because you've got it in a John Smith. That just looks like a really, like, you take the nozzle off the John Smith. It looks like a really flat Smith.
A really flat one, yeah. Right, let's quickly catch up with chat before we get into talking points. So, who we got here? Welcome in Shet, welcome in Lorry Driver, Crocodile, Matt
Fums.
Beer.
Lorry Driver's Fums. He's a guy I went to uni with. He's also a whiskey advocate as well. So
Nice, good man.
Be very happy with that.
Josh Duval, Chips Plenty, first time chatter. Welcome in. So yeah, we'll say, should we just get into this?
I think Quack redeemed a shot, and I also have 2 shots outstanding. From
mate, yeah, you're gonna be fucked.
My
Yeah,
previous
you're done
stream,
for.
which I'm sure Matt Beer is referring to, asking about how my belly is fine, my stomach's okay. It's just, yeah, that's it done a number, but honestly, I don't think I've shit out 100 nuggets yet. And for you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, the video will be up on YouTube at some point once we fucking get rid of all the copyright music. But we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Adellion. Adellion, how's life? Like, how is life?
It's all right. It's a little bit tiring and intense coming off the back of Liverpool. Liverpool was something. I'll tell you that. It was.
Is that a good
amazing.
something or like a bad something or like
no?
a...
It's a very good something, but also a very busy something because you obviously have you have casters that will do the job, and not just casters, the staff and professors. They're all obviously grafting, doing their thing to make sure those attending have a great time. And then after that, it's just like there's me who emotionally, I just want to get on it, right? Afterwards, I want to be with the boys. I want to be with all the competitors, hanging out
The
with them and
community,
stuff.
yeah.
With the
You're a community man.
well, it's not even yes that, but also just you're all my mates, innit? I want to stick with
Yeah,
my
true.
boys, 100%. So I do that, and then it gets to about 11 or midnight, and I'm like, you know what? I really want to stay out, but I've got to be good because I need to be on good form for the morning after in order
Yeah.
to do my dues to the Pokemon company, of course. Excuse me, that's the first
Yeah.
burp of the night. Apologies.
We get a burp count
Start as
for
we
a
mean
one.
to
So it
Yeah,
needs
yeah.
to go on.
ding. So so it's always that. So trying to juggle all that and sort of keep yourself in control is quite the challenge. So it's good, but an intense weekend with you two lovely gents and everyone else.
Yeah, mate. I mean, to be fair, I have a lot of respect for you because me and Thomas were basically right off that entire weekend, like straight up.
Listen,
Like,
speak for yourself. Respectfully, I think I was. Nah, Friday I was bad. Every other day I was alright.
yeah, shut up, bro. Friday, I found you in a fucking puddle of your own sick, bro. So I'm not having
No,
that.
that's
But-
what I mean.
but
He's
respectfully, I was fine.
exaggerated the fine details just a little
No,
bit, but
minor.
premise-
This is something.
the
This is some This is inadequates vibes from last year. Trust.
Oh my god,
mate.
inadequates. I remember I gave
Yeah,
inadequates
yeah,
his first like San Miguel last year, and then I see him drinking another one. I'm like, "Are you nursing him?" I was like, "Are you nursing that?" And he was like, "No, I said that's the next one." And I'm like, "My guy."
My God, yeah, but yeah, man, Liverpool was fucking hectic, man. Like I'll be honest, it's Friday now. I was genuinely hungover till like Wednesday, like genuinely, like it was rough, man. It was fucking
It
rough.
just didn't stop. That was the problem. It was like you'd think
It
like,
was non-stop.
like you'd think the times when you're at home, you'd at least like have a break, maybe have some proper food. It's like nope. Never.
Do you know what it is like for me, I found that like the drinking culture up north is so different to the way we do it. So like for us, it's like go out at like 3-4 in the afternoon and you're back by like 11. In fucking Liverpool, bruv. In Liverpool, people aren't going out until midnight, right? But, like by that point, we're absolutely done for. Like we are so done for at that point.
But everyone else is out at that time, and you're like, oh, I can't leave now. I can't leave. Like I was on Saturday, and I'm like chilling with everyone, and I'm like, everyone wants to go out. You were telling me about how you're going out and all that stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I really want to. But I had to be good. It's such a vibe, and honestly, it's one of the. I say this always that beyond the casting and battling and all the staffing and stuff. It just comes down to it's just an amazing experience to go and be with 100, 200 of your mates.
Yeah.
And just get on it and have a great time.
Yeah.
And mate, get on it. We did. Fucking hell. Big up the hooch. Fucking. It was so funny. So my mate Tim, who you met on that night when we were in the motel bar. He doesn't play Pokemon. He doesn't give a shit about Pokemon. So he's got a picture on his phone somewhere, and he's like, at one point I had to step away because there was like 12 blokes all dressed in black and white t-shirts, all with cans of hooch in their hand, and it just looked like something out of like a music video. And I'm like so fucking true. It was fucking jokes on. But it was fucking great. We got Matt Beer in the Twitch live chat saying that between you and Azra, you were the best dancers.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. Beer. Thank you very much, fine sir.
Hang on, I've got a question for me. Question, Josh. How was your liver, mate? I'm not joking. I think it was Sunday. Right, Tom?
Adellion like sturdy there. Look.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So. Yeah, I think it was the Sunday I'd woken up, and I'm not joking. It felt like someone had like kicked me in the back. Like my liver was just like, stop putting alcohol into me. Like, stop it. It was rough because like genuinely, I think we ate like twice the whole weekend, maybe 3 times. Other than that, it was just booze, like non-fucking stop. And then
you know what? Do you know what amazes me as well? Is that you were like this. You were getting on it. You got on it on Friday. You got on it on Saturday. But you didn't. Your tournament run was actually quite good as well. Like,
Yeah.
he
We
smashed
we don't actually understand to this very day how that happened.
Mate,
Yeah,
do
can
you
you
know what?
explain that? Because like, how the fuck did you pull
Do
that
you know
off?
what?
Fair play though.
Do you know what? So it was like, would have been the Thursday night. The Thursday night, I still hadn't submitted a team, and there was myself and Jolie. If you know Jolie,
Yeah.
shout out to him.
Yeah.
7'6" Jolie.
Yeah, so
My guy.
yeah, so he'd messaged me and was like, "Oh, have you got a team yet?" And I'm like, "Nah, like I don't care, basically." And he was like, "Oh, like do you want to run some scrims or something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cool, whatever." But I think we did like 4 battles, and he was just trying out meta teams. And then in my head, I was just like, "I'm just gonna use Wigglytuff because like Wigglytuff just does well." So then we get back to our mate's place, fucking like 4 o'clock Saturday morning. Right, we're like, fuck, you got a battle soon.
Yeah.
So then I woke Thomas up because he was absolutely fucking out of it. To be fair, weren't you? Like you were roped at that point.
It wasn't looking good. I'm surprised I even woke up in the morning. I'm lucky we were the later slot. So if we were at 8:45 one, long day.
Done for.
Because
Would
we were
not have happened.
past 10, and we were lucky enough not to start until just gone 11. That delay sort of did help me sober up a bit, but it would have been a long
definitely.
day with the early slot.
Yeah, and then so we get there, and I'm not joking. If you were around me or Thomas at the start of Saturday, all you would have heard is us just be like, "I don't want to be here. Don't want to be here.
Well,
I don't want to be here."
Mohamed said he could smell the alcohol on me. It was like
it's fucking rough. But then so the tournament starts. Play my first game. Won that, and then I lost round 2 to fucking lost round 2 to
Tom Batouche.
Oh jeez.
Tom the Goose, as my friend called him. Tom the Goose. And then my loser run started. Every team I faced was just weak to Wigglytuff. So I'm like, right. So all I need to do is just kind of like soften down the 2 leads, and then just 2-shot Wiggly, and it worked like every fucking game, right? But the most annoying thing was I'm like, right, I want to be knocked out. I want to go 0-2, and I want to go home. But obviously, I wasn't just going to throw the matches, right? Like I was going to at least
get that championship points.
Yeah. So then 1-1, and then I got a bye in the second game. Which was actually it was really fucking annoying. I was hungover as shit. I'm sat at this fucking table in a hall I don't want to fucking be in. The cunt doesn't even fucking show up. I'm hanging out my ass, and I'm like, you don't even have the decency to turn up, and now I have to sit and wait another half an hour for the next round to start.
Oh, that was it, yeah. Because when you get the bye, I had it as well. So when I won my first 2, went down to losers, and then because I'd won my first 2 winners, we were ahead of the curve. So I was in like losers round 4 or whatever it was, and then they were still playing like losers round 2. So I had to wait for the 2 games to play catch up. And I'm like, well, this is shit. I'm there like fucking. It's like I've already lost a game. I'm like, I can feel myself gradually like getting tired. And I'm like, while I was locked in at the table, like it didn't feel like I was hungover or anything like that. But the moment I got up off the table, it was like, yeah, we're back in the real world. Long day. Just like get me back on the table. Basically.
Yeah, and then so. Yeah, and then luckily, I must be honest, I'm really glad I lost to Azure, which I'm really glad for. Really sound guy. But to be fair, it was genuinely, even that was really close as well. But like he beat me, and I just looked at him and I was like, "Thank you so much, like for setting me free." But to be honest, like the best part of that morning wasn't even the win streak. We were looking out across the table and seeing Adellion in that picture.
Yes.
It was the best fucking thing ever. It was so good. Like I couldn't believe what I was looking at.
That was premiere sticker.
I tried to get the tweet. I tried to get that picture featured on the main when I don't know if it was. I think it was you.
He put some bullshit caption on it.
Yeah, to make it seem like it was a blind man.
Hashtag play Pokemon.
Yeah. But then like it was Mustafa's tweet that got picked. And it was like, it had me, Josh, and yourself, Adellion, in it as well. It had us all in the picture. I was like, that's not the tweet we wanted. Like, someone
so funny.
We needed that Adellion. We needed that Adellion Tate Elmo. We needed that Tate Elmo picture.
It's so funny. It was so funny, man. But yeah. So that was how our tournament went. How was your tournament? How did that go for you? Because So to be honest, and I'm not just, because I know what's gonna happen. The chat's like, oh, he's not gonna fucking shag you. Like genuinely, like from my point of view, it was definitely your best casting performance. Like you absolutely smashed it. Like, and the thing I love about you is you always look so fucking fly when you're casting these things. Like,
Year
bro
11
rocks
prom,
up.
he was ready.
Bro
21
rocks
Jump
up in a
Street with
fresh suit.
dubs
Yeah,
out. Yeah, he's going hard. He's
yeah,
going
man.
hard.
I try and
Love
make
it.
sure I try and switch it up ever since I started this new season and I was gonna and I got told I was gonna cast. I always wanted to try and change and do something different,
Yeah,
like where where something that stands out, something unusual. Because as a caster, not only are you having to carry the show, and it's quite hard to obviously do that, but
yeah,
you also want it's not just about what you say, but also your presence, your
Presentation,
demeanor,
body language.
yeah, presentation.
Loads of
Even
stuff.
when
Yeah,
so whenever I'm not casting, I'm out at the front. I'm not just out at the front because I want to be with the boys, although that is half
No,
half
you're
the reason.
you're
The other
talking to people, like you're greeting people. Like when I came in, it was like you were one of the first people that said, I was like, look, I was steaming, but I was like, Adellion, and I was like,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm so happy to see you. But no, that's
I'm not
good.
happy to see. I was literally happy to see everybody, but yeah, with the casting, like so, there's a big driver from me and indeed from the other casters to always be looking to improve. There's certain weaknesses I have. There's certain challenges as well that people watching the stream may not realize, particularly with regards to pronouncing Pokemon's names correctly, using the correct terminology as well. I'm
Yeah.
not going to necessarily go into specifics, but there's some pretty obvious ones you'll see in the stream.
How do you pronounce
That way,
Altaria?
not this way. I say Altaria. How you say it? It's probably
You say
Altaria. It's
we've heard Altaria. Like that is one thing I wanted to I had to bring it up. But
Yeah.
like Altaria, that was the one where
Yeah.
it was like it was sending. I remember watching it at the time. I think this was mainly last year Liverpool because when Altari was more prominent. But that was the one sending chat like left. They were like, "What Altaria?" It was like no, it's like such small details that chat pick up on. It's like listen, just enjoy the show. Yo, Chips is saying you had an ulterior motive.
There he is.
I see what you did.
But yeah,
there.
you gotta. You find there's a lot of things that you can fuck up on in terms of like when you're in the heat of the moment and you're talking.
I
sometimes
well.
I will say the wrong attack, for example, and at the time you don't realize it because you're just too busy trying to get the action talked about.
In real
and
time,
afterwards,
you're trying to like get it
yeah,
going,
like because there's no auto cue. You have to make this up all on the fly and also balance with your co-caster as well. So it is harder than it seems to just chat freely.
That was one thing I was
good.
going to ask, to be fair. Were there any like cues whatsoever in terms of like, you know, they'll have context for maybe like previous stuff that happened at the previous tournament, which I know they like to look into before the actual battle start.
Yeah.
Do you get any cues whatsoever? I'm guessing because obviously the casters that they select, we don't need to go into that, they're all like either players or people that, you know, like understand the game or the franchise, so their Pokemon knowledge is what generally carries them. But like, there's no cues whatsoever, like in terms of like specific stats, usage, or anything like that, or is it just, you know, you just get that at the time?
I think there is for like brackets and stuff, right?
Yeah, you can see the brackets that get updated particularly in day 2. You have those graphics which you see. We also see the meta graphics which RK9 publish, and that obviously gets put on the stream. How many what percentage of teams are running Annihilate, for example, and we can discuss that. But that is as much of a surprise to us as it is to you, because we only know that when teams are locked in, which is at like, what, 8 a.m. in the morning on the day. So we don't. When it comes, we look at it as players and go, "This is kind of sick." Oh, Annihilate was on 1/3 of teams. That's significant. And then Vigoroth was the other however much percent. And what can we make of that? And of course, the more technical casters, the ones that the people that will compete to high GBL rankings or top cut many times, will be able to dive into that perhaps with a little bit more detail.
Right.
But we can all have an objective opinion on the meta, right?
I feel like that's good. I feel like that's good. Like having just giving your opinion. Like it's not that anyone else's opinion necessarily, like carries more, weight or anything like that. It's like I feel like a good example is like how like Leonard, he's improved so much as a caster. You can tell because I think he hit legend like very recently. I think when the season had just went,
Yes.
and it's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
you can
The
tell like
first
he's
time,
like
yeah.
taking the time out. To, obviously, because he came from what he was casting Yu-Gi-Oh and everything. Like he's really like
Yes.
improved his casting and thereby his knowledge of the game, and it really shows.
Yeah.
Not that I thought he was a bad caster anyway, but like
No, I think his casting was always on point in terms of how
yeah.
he carries himself, and I think he carries himself with more experience
Mm.
and confidence than me. But now the technical knowledge is starting to improve to the point that now he's been able to reach legend, and
Yeah.
fingers crossed this will happen more and more consistently as well for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm pleased for him. I think he's a
Yeah.
great guy, and also one of the first people I co-commentated with in Liverpool 2023 for the first time, and he handheld me through it, which I appreciate.
Is there anyone you'd like to cast with that you haven't had the opportunity to at the minute? Like, it doesn't have to be like this region because, say, like certain tournaments, region may go out the window. But is there anyone you'd like to cast with? Oh, 1 sec. I don't know if his mic's cut.
I think you've muted yourself for that. Hang on, I think you've muted yourself. There you go.
That's me. I muted myself here. So that's my fault. Yeah, there's a couple of people I want to try out, but I think number one for me, no, like
try before you buy. Is that one of them?
Oi, Savaloy, you know about that. I'd love to cast with. I'd love to cast with Speediest Chief at one point because I think his manner, how he carries himself in casts. I mean, to me, he's one of the best casters for Pokemon Go in the world. And he is a mesmerizing, he's very mesmerizing and captivating with what he says about the game. So I can always feel engaged listening to him. I'd love to also cast with Though Tactical because I haven't got around to doing that yet. So maybe one day. I don't know when there might be such an opportunity. That would be pretty cool. Both of them are people I have a lot of time for and respect a lot. Amongst the others, of course.
Yeah. So not to just make this fully about like the cast side of thing, but like one question I am really curious about is like, so we'll take Liverpool for example. So how do you go about starting your day and getting yourself into the mindset of right? I'm going to go on stage for like, what is it, like 9-10 hours?
It's a shift you put in.
And be consistent because personally, I know for a fact I could not do it. Like it would get to me and like it would just absolutely fry my brain. So talk us through it. So you wake up in the morning, right? Get ready.
So yeah, I wake up in the morning. Have a shower. I'm not very good in the mornings anyway, so I don't know if people notice, but my casting first thing in the morning is not often as energetic as later on in the day when I really get into it. But anyway, get in the morning, have a quick shower, wake up properly, go and get food. So I don't get changed yet. I go get food, come back having had my breakfast, and feel a bit more human,
alive.
What's the go-to breakfast though? Is it like a quick one or is it like a fry up?
Nah, bro, you gotta get the fry up. Well, obviously I can't have pork, so I've got to. So I get hash brown. Yeah, the haram. So I've got to be having. No, exactly. But if they have vegetarian sausages or chicken sausages, I'll have those. I get hash browns, get fried egg, get baked beans. Sorry, the full everything you could think of on an English breakfast, except the pork. So basically, I'm biased, but I think English breakfasts are the best breakfast in the world.
Very
might
true.
not be good at much, but the breakfast is top tier shit.
See, sorry, not to interrupt. First of all, I think that's actually like that's completely gone the other way than what I thought it'd be. I thought you'd go for something that is like slowly releasing energy. So like
that's why I asked. For example, that's why I asked. I thought you'd go for like a quick tea, not cereal necessarily.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Yeah. So straight away we've got that wrong.
Yeah, I get cereal too, but the thing is, because I like eating, because I like eating to the point where I get bloated. I don't mind getting bloated because I need. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
there's nothing to bloat. What are you talking about? There's nothing.
Where are you putting this, brother? Where is it going?
I get bloated too. I just power through it.
Where's it going? It's not going on the cheeks. It's not going on the top. It must be going on the back. It's going on
the back.
Yeah, it's going on the cheeks.
There's nothing there, bro. Trust me. There's nothing there.
Shout out Ilian.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Shout out Ilian, fucking guy. Anyway, so do that, and then when you get changed into your outfit, and bear in mind with me, I always try to be glitz and glammy and try and build something new. Once you're in there, you can suddenly emotionally feel, right, I've gone from I'm dead in my soul in the morning, Adellion, to right, I'm ready to give the performance of a lifetime, to
Yeah.
really impress the viewers, make them enjoy it, to do good by the Pokemon company. Because let's be honest, this it's an opportunity for me.
Yeah,
I feel
for sure,
privileged to
yeah.
be in this position. I want to give my A game, and then I go in, I chat to the other casters. We have a run through of how we're going to start the show, because we have rough ideas of how we're going to carry the conversation in the intro, for example. And then once we have that sort of mentally, we have that rough idea of structure in place. You kind of get into the zone. I even do stuff like there's a very good VG co-caster of mine from the video games called Shazindra is his Twitter username, or Charlie's his actual name. He says doing facial exercises which look really silly, but something just to wake up your face in the morning so you can talk more freely. Even those little things do help.
Yeah.
Like saying a few tongue twisters repeatedly to loosen your tongue out and work it like a muscle. Got to do stuff like that. All of these things are minute things that help you get into that zone, and then you bounce off the energy with the other co-casters and have some fun while you're having that conversation.
See, to me that's so interesting because, so like, in terms of the kind of stuff you do versus, I mean, it's similar, but it's not similar, right? So when me and Thomas,
I knew you were gonna go here. I can't imagine like me and you. Sorry, like to interrupt, but like if me and you ever casted like Liverpool or anything, it'd be like fucking let's go, boys. It would be like wait, fucking send it, mate.
Yeah, no, definitely. But like even when me and Thomas like prepare for this, I don't know. I feel like we don't put any thought into it at all. To be honest,
no, that's not true. I say we don't try and overthink it. It's like we've always said. It's like we've said
true.
it was like because we used to start with like we still do have like a spreadsheet that has everything in terms of talking points.
Yeah.
Obviously the stuff that we need to avoid as well in some cases. But I feel like a lot of it we just try and like that's why we try and get like good guests.
But
like,
then,
we don't try and handpick.
Yeah, it's true.
And we don't just try and get anyone. That's why Shep's not on. But
true.
Like if we get a good guest, then it makes it easier to sort of like go back and forth. Like we've had like the Gengar live.
Yeah.
When we had Joe Beats recently, they're like giving it back to us, and it's like
it's just
down. But it's good vibes.
But then like, to be fair, it must be fairly like surreal for you because so me and Thomas had it. I think the best example is probably was it our New Year's Eve podcast that went on for like 4 hours, something like that.
Yeah, it was a long one.
Yeah, and like it came to the end of it. Granted, we were absolutely battered by the end of that stream, but it was like fucking hell, like people have sat here and listened to us for like 4 hours, and it's like, how do people do it? Do you ever have that same sort of feeling like at the end of a day, and people giving you really good feedback, and you know, like in your head, you're like, you've literally listened to me speak for like 9 hours straight. Like, get a fucking hobby or something. Like, do you know what I mean?
Tell them touch some grass.
Yeah, touch some grass or like something. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the way I look at it is, I see it as no different to attending a gig in your house.
Okay.
So when you go to let's say you go to Glastonbury, for example, it's perfectly normal for you to be listening to music in between drinking and all the whatnot for 3 days straight if you're so dedicated. Now, if you're passionate about Pokemon Go PvP, you'll want to watch it. Or when I've been watching the American regionals or watching the European ones, and the European ones I don't watch because normally I'm usually there myself, or I'm staffing or whatever, or I'll compete if needed. But with the American ones, I like having it on the background. I like listening to what they say. And also for me, being a caster as well, it allows me to learn from them as an added bonus. But it truly is enjoyable to see some of the best battlers in the world go at it. And if you enjoy it, sure, I think nothing of people who want to spend 8-9 hours listening to me and my co-casters walk them through the battles. If anything, I feel truly honoured and privileged that they choose to spend their time listening to humble me in a way. So no, it doesn't. So to answer your question, I just truly am very honoured to the community for the support they give by listening, and I really enjoy it.
Oh shit!
Big up the community every time. Big up the banners.
Meanwhile, you can see if Tomahawk ends up listening to this, he'll be like, "Oh, he said community again." We could have we should introduce a game here where people watching have to take a drink every time I say that word.
What
See
else
how
is
long
it though?
takes.
Like, if it's not a community, it's like, what are we calling ourselves? Like a cult? Like, if we're not a community, we're a cult. Like, which one is it? Hold on, Josh. I don't know if you've muted yourself for your mic's cut. What is going on? Oh, he's getting the badge in. Honestly, he's struggling.
Get the badge in.
And I think
Get the bags
he's
in.
not got his headset on, so we can't hear him yet. What's this? That's not London's finest.
It's got that Pikachu in it. That Pikachu hype.
One sec, Josh. We can't hear you. I don't know if you've muted yourself, brother.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's because his little thingy, his sticky thing.
His little what?
Down.
His little
sticky
thingy.
thing isn't down. The mic. That's it. The little thingy. There you go. Oh no, he's using an external mic.
We don't
we
body
can't
shame.
hear you, mate.
We don't body shame here. Yo, onesie. No, we're not doing strip shows. We do have some. While Josh sorts himself out, we do have some questions.
Hello.
Oh, he's back now.
Oh yeah.
We do have some questions in chat. I'm gonna skim through a lot of Shep's ones. But Shep did ask in general. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Shep's asked me what's my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah. He asked you a few other things, but
we're good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We're good. We're good. Cool. Yeah, we're good.
So my favorite Pokemon is Hisui and Zoroark, believe it or not, the normal and ghost type.
Is that the white one?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the white. That's
cool.
the white one with red markings on the edges.
Yeah.
I was so close to getting that. I was so close to getting that plush at UIC. I was so close, but something stopped me. I don't know what it was.
Also, there's a shiny variant as well, which is purple, and I think that's really cool. I did
like
the original Zoroark, but then when the Hisuian one came out, I was like, I'm sold. That's my favorite Pokemon. There's a couple of others that I like as well. I really like Aegislash, so I can't wait for it to
Aegislash is big.
Yeah, Aegislash is implemented in Go, mind you, because of that form change. So
the forms, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what Niantic does with that.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Decent.
All right, I reckon we move off the casting stuff now. Let's get into some of the LF side of things, because I'll be honest, I'm excited for this. So for those who don't know, some work does go into this podcast, like behind the scenes. Like me and Thomas will actually sit and have like meetings, about the content stuff we want to talk about, etc. And yeah, so when we were putting this stuff in the spreadsheet, I was really excited to talk about this. And yeah, to kick off this subject, I'm going to come out and say it. London's finest do the best socials in the world in terms of Pokemon Go.
I wrote in the spreadsheet the point. I was like, London's finest do the best socials in the UK, and then I put maybe, because I was going to pose this as a question to you. Do they do the best socials in the UK? Maybe Europe?
No, in the world.
Maybe the world.
100%. 100%. Genuinely, I don't see anyone else posting the same sort of photos, videos that we do from these socials. I guess let's start with how did you first get into LF, or how did it start? How did you kind of climb to be basically the face of it? Because
sure.
to be honest, you are straight up. If anyone, I've genuinely had it before where if I mention London's finest, they will go, "Oh, that's Adellion's group."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
which is a bit of a madness, because I don't consider London's finest to be my group. It's obviously everyone's group who's in that special London Battle Arena WhatsApp. So how it started is when PvP first came out in Pokemon Go, a group was made called the London Battle Arena, or LBA for short.
Yeah, big up you camps. If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. So LBA was a WhatsApp group, and it still is to this day a WhatsApp group. And it was founded. They started doing Sylph Cups, in order to be an in-person. In order to set things up in person, bear in mind at that point you couldn't have remote battles because you needed to be minimum ultra friends to send battle requests. So what happened was we would have in-person cups under Sylph, and so Stefan, or his username is Geheinsil, he founded London's Finest, said this is going to be the group that hosts Sylph tournaments in London, and it became quite big. And there came a point where I think the first regional championships for Sylph in season 1 held in London was like held in a park, and there was like 51 people turning up, which at that time was absolutely huge for a regional, and this was all done in person. So I joined randomly. I came to a Kingdom Cup tournament in London, and it was a Swiss 3-rounder, and I went 2-1, losing to MJ Shafiq, who was one of the best players around at that time. And I'm sure if he got back into Go, he would be back in the running, and back on the GBL leaderboard probably. Anyway, so that I really liked it. Wanted to get more involved in the community, and one thing led to another. And then when Sinister Cup came, and we wanted to make a big tournament to really make an impact, that's when my sort of event organizing skills and my sort of lust to do that kind of work and collaborate with Geheimsel and a few other London's finest staff members really put me in a good spot to project manage. But one advantage I had is I like, because I like people and like talking to people, like getting to know people and becoming friends with them. You end up building a network of good people who are battlers, who are like interested to, oh, we trust Adellion, we've spoken to him, he seems like a nice guy, we'll come over for his tournament. You then multiply that and you get London's finest Sinister Cup with 205 people turning up, and then that sets a legacy of
That for an in-person.
Yeah.
Was this?
So we were doing
this weren't in a park though. Like you found like a venue.
No. We fundraised £1,700 to host to fund a full out hall with internet. We had Go Stadium streaming. Zionic and Alfinjol were co-casting that remotely, and we had Go Stadium set up in the venue doing the stream. And so after that we were all part of those staff. We were all part of those staff members, and Stefan chose to step a little bit further away from the day-to-day management and asked if I would be admin instead of him. And I said, no, I don't want to be admin instead of you, but I'll happily run the show while you take time off. So you'll still be founder and admin, and I'll be admin too. And then maybe let's nominate one or two other people as well that have shown, promise. So this is where people like Chips and Pip got involved as well. And Pip focused on the merchandise line. Chips had the business acumen because she's very knowledgeable in the business world, and then myself with the social media and getting to know people. And that was our team. And then it's just gone from strength to strength, trying to organize in persons. When COVID hit, let's become a new thing where let's be the largest live remote tournament in the world, if possible. And we managed that during the COVID period. And then now we've now transitioned from not only hosting tournaments, remote ones for Devon, but also trying to host socials for these regionals whenever there isn't a local community that can do it themselves. Liverpool was covered by Ginger Ninja, so that was great. He's amazing at what he does. But for Dortmund, for Utrecht, and maybe for elsewhere, for EUIC, of course, you need London's finest, because otherwise these socials won't happen. These socials won't happen because no one's going to do them unless someone shows the backbone and says, yeah, I'll host it because I want to do something for the community.
Yeah, that's definitely true, because I think it was, I don't remember what point of time it was. It was after one of the socials, and it was such a great night. And I vividly remember I messaged you the next day, and I basically said, like, I have nothing but respect for what you do, and I really want to get involved and help out where I can.
Yeah. And you do, and you smash it, mate.
I think it might have been Worlds, potentially.
It's either Worlds or maybe it was GoFest. No, I think it would have been Worlds. I think it's Worlds.
No, it was Worlds. It was definitely Worlds. And yeah, I just remember being in the Brewdog.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. It was like, genuinely, it was fucking amazing. Like, because for me, PvP is so much smaller than PvE in terms of in-person events.
Agreed.
So to see, I remember just seeing that many people in this bar, and everything just flowed free. Everyone was having a good time, and like, for me, the way I saw it, I was like, right, I want to at least extend a hand, and if I can help in any way, like, I would love to. And then, to be honest, like, you welcomed me in, and I've helped out wherever I can. And like, to be honest, like, the whole team behind it are fucking awesome, like, really fucking amazing. And yeah, I think, like, genuinely, I think London's finest legacy will be our socials that are just fucking unreal.
That world's one in 2022. I'm just keeping up with chat at the same time, and they're all agreeing. It was like that was like amazing for like so many different reasons. It's not even like wow, everyone there's like
it was mad.
drinking, getting on it. It's like you see everyone's kind of there, and they're sort of what I call like comfort like social groups, but then like everyone's like integrating. For me, and like us personally, it's how I met Josh. It's how I met loads of people.
Literally.
So it's like. It was amazing. I loved it, and like what Chip's saying, it's like everyone, even though like there were people there that weren't like from different walks of life, like you said as well, everyone was there for a reason, and it was great.
Because if I remember correctly, we had some of the Asian card game or VGC players come and join us at the social.
Oh wow!
If I remember correctly, I think it was who was it? So someone brought them along, and it was packed.
King brought along.
It was King.
From Korea and Japan, which was amazing.
Yeah. It was fucking insane. So I remember this, and he's not here in the chat right now to talk about it. But I vividly remember there was me, Elian, Jake, and there was one other person, and I remember like saying to Elian, like, I'm really worried that no one's going to turn up. And so I'd messaged you and was like, dude, like, get it tweeted out. We'll all fucking share it. And then I just remember looking down the street of Canary Wharf, and it was a fucking stampede of people. It was fucking amazing. And it turned into a fantastic night. It was fucking amazing. And to be honest, like from there, I feel like it's gone from strength to strength, like really big. I mean, to be fair, we've got in chat, we've got Des. Des came to EUIC.
Yep.
And dude, and I remember it so fucking much. Right, we were in the electric shuffle bar.
Yep.
Fucking drinking. Right, and he just looked at me and was like, "You English boys do it different here, man." Like, and I was like, yes, we fucking do. And then after that, it was and then after that, it was Go Fest. Go Fest weekend was huge, like absolutely massive. And then obviously, so now we've kind of made it so like the pre-event socials are hosted at my bar, which I'm incredibly proud to host, and it's always so amazing to me that like
2 free socials aren't enough. Like the actual event socials aren't enough. We need a pre-social social, like, or a pre-event social.
Yeah, but like it always amazes me, like my tiny bar in Woolwich, and it's just absolutely packed out, full of people, and they're all there for one thing. And genuinely, like, without LF organising that, what the fuck happens?
Doesn't happen.
What happens?
Nothing happens. Everyone, like, where we going, what we doing? Yeah.
And it's and like I said, like genuinely, like I'm actually like honoured to be a part of the team, because I really do love it. And I think the thing is, you have a very like addictive personality, as in your passion for things rubs off on people around you, and people get more and more invested, and people want to do more than like the bare minimum. So I guess, like, at what point did you start to organize the socials, like, to begin with? Like what made you go, right, we're going to organize somewhere for people to come and hang out together collectively? Because realistically, it probably would have saved you a lot of time, effort, and money to just go, sorry, they can do what they want, right?
Yeah. No, that is very true. It is it requires a lot of graft to get things going. So for me, and this is unfortunately starting off from a relatively dark place. Sorry to bring the tone down slightly, but I'm a big fan of, I think, and I'm sure many others are, I'm a big fan of male mental health. I think it's really important in this day and age. It is often an issue that can be underestimated, particularly because men ourselves, we're not necessarily the best at talking about it. So as a result, one of the biggest things that drives up ill mental health within men, suicide and all these other nasty things, is that isolation and loneliness, particularly in this day and age where there is more and more of a driver for people to kind of detach from each other and be individual islands because they fear interaction with others in case it's negative. So how do we counteract that and build a society that is healthy? Because having a society that's just fully introverted, even if everyone is introverted, that's fine. But where everyone is just introverted and never speaks to one another will eventually lead to greater overall sadness in society because everyone gets lonely, even the introverted folk. So we need to create. So my idea was we need to create a safe space where people feel comfortable to come, even if they are relatively new, and then when they like it, they will gravitate and it will snowball. It will snowball. Sorry. So one thing I found with good community leaders, and I'm not referring to myself here, I'm thinking about Niantic community ambassadors or whatever, they are always people that will want to go round speaking to new folk, getting them on board in terms of building a friendship with them, a true, genuine friendship, and then linking them up with other people who they share friendship with. So they themselves become the social conduit to connect others with each other until those people can form the connection themselves, like a relationship web. So once you can create that, those keep bonds going even when the game is not at its best or people are unhappy with certain aspects of the game. They will stick around for the people. And that's, I think, the key thing to keeping a community healthy within this game at least.
I think you're perfect at that. Literally, people will see you as like, I don't know how you described it. I'm definitely not going to describe it that way, but it's like you're a magnet. Like you're just there, and
100%,
it's like
100%.
you've got like this gravitational pull. Yeah, I'm starting to sound like Adellion now. You've got a gravitational pull, and like people will like naturally, like it's like what Josh said. You've got an addictive personality. They'll sort of like go towards you as like a cushion or like a crutch. You know,
like a safe space.
Yeah, they'll rely on it. So Adellion, and then you'll be like, hey, my guy, you good, and then like you'll sort of like end up just. I don't know how you do it. It's like next minute I'm there talking to you, and then like I'm over here. I'm like, oh hi, my name's and it's like I don't know how you do it. It's like it's.
But
it's very impressive.
The key thing is when you say, oh hi there, my name's such and such to whoever these new people, I'm there facilitating that. You have no idea how happy it makes me to see you or anybody else introduce themselves to somebody else because I know that they feel confident enough to do that. Because they might not be confident. Some people are not that confident to introduce themselves.
The setting has allowed
because of the
that
setting
to
and the fact, exactly. And you never know, that friendship might be there. I just think of I know from my work in my local communities, such as in Manchester and whatnot, there are people who have come into the community, have met me, have met other people. I've seen people that are in relationships with each other. I've seen people that have had kids together. Like I've just seen madness. And I've seen development and people's lives.
You're like a teacher. When you think, when teachers are always proud of like students, it's like you're like a proud mother hen.
Yeah, true. I mean, to be fair, if you apply that logic even to this, I probably wouldn't have met Thomas without the social that you hosted.
Yeah, we met at London's Finest Social.
And now,
oh shit.
Right, and now 2 years later, we're 20 episodes into a podcast that we started together.
Yeah, we're going on holiday together.
Yeah, we're going on holiday.
Where are you going?
Business trip. I said fucking said holiday again, chat. It's a business trip.
It's a business trip.
I'll keep doing this
business trip. We're going to Lanzarote for a week in April.
Nice. Very
it's
nice.
gonna be good. Yeah, it's gonna be good. But yeah, so I guess to Karen about the socials, what social was your favourite? Do you think? Like if you had to pick one out that London's Finest has hosted.
So it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up because on the one hand, Worlds 2022 was amazing. The reason that really stands. There's many good reasons, but the one that stands out is the fact that I was sat in the middle talking to people, and at one corner of my eye, I could see the Brazilian crew, with Zardi and Patrick Albany, for example.
Yeah.
On the other side, I could see like the Japanese players, and King's also there, and a few others. And you just look around and you just see names mixed with local players and faces and from all corners of the world, and it's all united by our love for the game. And I just love the fact that this was truly is what Worlds was all about. So that was sick. And the second thing I think was actually our GoFest social at the Founders Arms in Blackfriars, and the reason for that
big up them.
Yeah, because big shout out
big
to that
up.
venue, because they were a lovely, brilliant venue. But the obviously it was a beautiful place. It was scenic. It was very much London, but also it was possibly one of the first times that people outside the PvP world were made aware of London's finest. And
Yeah.
I think that growth is very important for us to
True.
potentially bring people back into PvP
Yeah,
and
true.
do other things.
Yeah, so I must admit, I was gonna say that because so for anyone who doesn't know, I'm actually not much of a PvPer. I am definitely PvEer, and it was so quality for me to be able to bring like all of my PvE guys
From like your raid
to
crew and stuff to like your,
right,
to
yeah,
your pub. That's mad.
like people that I would call like the hardcore players of the game
Yeah.
into a social hosted by PvP players, and literally like everyone got along, like everyone was mingling, and it was so fucking nice to see. To be fair, I must admit, I did enjoy the mega social just because of your breakdown that you had.
I've heard about this.
And to be fair, we're not going to mention the bar because fuck that bar. They definitely don't deserve it.
I've already said it in the chat already after what Shep said.
No way. Yeah, like I don't know. For me, I loved it because like I love the chaos. I just remember standing by the front doors and you came up to me and you were like, man, like, fuck are we going to do? Like, you were freaking out. I remember I just put my hands on your shoulder. I was like, get it together, man. Get on the fucking phone. Ring up the place we were at last night and just start calling and start asking. And and luckily enough, they were like, you could bring 200 people down here on a Saturday night.
Yeah, cash, no problem. In central London, of all places, madness.
Yeah, fucking mental. And then, and then I just remember there was me and Brandon Tan just leading like an army of people on the fucking underground. It was so fucking funny. Like he gave me one of the flags, and we were just like, let's just get out of this train. It was so good. Loved it. I absolutely loved it. I am biased. I also love Barcelona.
Barcelona was
great.
Great. The best thing about Barcelona as well is that the weather was good, but it wasn't overbearingly hot. But it was good. It was so good. And you know how there's one thing. So I was at Sevilla or Seville, depending on whether you want the English or Spanish pronunciation. But anyway, that's Barcelona and Seville are great in the sense that you can play Pokemon in the sun and it's so enjoyable, and I love playing in that warm weather. Like I'm excited. Like so, they recently announced Bologna as the Italian special event in June.
Right.
So that was just announced just at Liverpool. So we were the first to publicize it on stream, which is great. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, I want to go there. And so now I'm thinking, can I, should I ask to cast? Should I ask to staff? Should I ask to, if not, should I just go and compete? So I'd love those places. So Barcelona was sick, though, to your point.
Yeah, fucking shout out to me for Barcelona, by the way. I'm definitely throwing that out there.
Big up MrAvalanche.
No, because it was in the quote unquote like staff chat. I'm sure Adellion was like, look, like I'm going to be really busy this weekend. Like I've got like community ambassador stuff going on. Blah blah. Like I need someone to take over, and I'm like, yeah, I can do it. How hard could it be, bro? I've never been so stressed in my life.
No, but you say that, but you had other
you smashed it. Though.
You had other staff who didn't smash it, but you had other staff members like you had Gavin. Who was very helpful.
Yeah.
I don't know who gave him a lanyard. How has he ended up? Can you explain that? How did Gavin end up with a lanyard? I feel like it's a very important topic. Like
I can tell you.
I don't recall even making a lanyard for
him. That's because Gavin didn't get a lanyard. That's right. There is someone in LF who gave it to him on that night, and I'm not going to digress who.
Naughty.
But like I said, so where I'd like been invited to like come help out, I was so up for hosting, and it was so great. I just remember this anxiety of being like, I'm hosting a social in a different country, in a place that I've never fucking been, and I like in the back of my head, I'm like, what if no one turns up? And it was fucking Ramo. It was rammed to and I remember I had to do the door because the security wasn't there yet, and the manager was going mental at me. She's like, "There's too many people. You need to regulate in and out." I've stood on the door, like I stood in the door with like a margarita in my hand, like one in, one out type thing, and it was so good. It was so good. It was such a good weekend. It's such a good weekend. So yeah, so someone in chat, I did see where.
Of course, they had to put you on the door. Imagine if they put Adellion on the door, like fucking
so funny.
everyone's just rolling
so
through.
funny.
I'd be used as a fucking turnstile, bro. I'd just walk past.
They'd pick you
so
up, man.
funny.
They'd take you in with them and start crowd surfing.
With one hand.
Someone asked, have the plans started for EUIC this year?
Oh.
Yes. So I sent emails yesterday, and I'm already in touch. Well, to be fair, Josh is also aware of this because there's been a bit of chatter in the private staff channels. But yeah, these emails have been sent, so we're waiting to hear back. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but they have asked for a deposit, for example. So that's about 500 quid's worth of my money that's going to be tied up for about next 2 months.
Shep will pay it.
YOLO, it's for the community. It's all right.
As long as
Shep will pay it.
Yeah,
it's all that money he saves from not traveling to any.
Yeah, from not traveling to events.
All the money he gets from coaching minors at rugby as well.
Yeah.
But yeah. So to get back to the other, like the original question. So do you know of any other groups that like do socials on the same level we do, or do you think LF have just got it down to like a fine art?
No. So there's a couple of communities in America that I would rate. So I know James the Blazian, for example, is hosting a League Cup and a social, I believe, at the Sino Tour in Los Angeles later on this month. So shout out to him because he's obviously very dedicated. I've had chats with him. I like his ethos and how he rolls. So I would love to attend one of his socials and kind of see how he does it. I also want to give a shout out to Kaiser Tanner, who heads up the Northeast Battlers.
You went to NEB House, didn't you? That they did.
Yes, it was fucking immense.
Yeah,
any battlers
but then
are ridiculous.
Sorry, not to interrupt, but don't those guys normally just do house parties? From what I've heard.
Yeah, that's fine. But the house parties have like loads of people to it. They just like
but
anyone
I don't know. Like maybe it's because but maybe it's because we're British and like we just fucking love pubs. Like I don't know. I don't know. For me, I'm always going to go to a pub over a house party. Always.
No, for sure.
Always.
Yeah, I think as well, and you have to think in America is because house parties are more commonplace and pubs are.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, it's very true.
And also there's a cost factor as well. There's there's so much competition for these kinds of venues that they might do these refundable deposit setups. Maybe in America that's not a thing, but to be fair to them, to any battlers, they absolutely smashed it. My experience with Orlando would not, when I went over in February last year, would not actually, it would have been a year now. It's 1 year anniversary of being in Orlando. Anyway, that experience wouldn't have been half as good without them.
Yeah.
Kaiser Tanner, number one person I want to give a massive shout out to for that.
Yeah, cause I remember you met my good friend Frostfire.
Yes, Frostfire is a gem of human being.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I spoke to him, and then within about, I'd say, an hour, I knew this is the guy I could chill with.
Big man.
Like I would see him anytime, any point, and I would chill with him, and he's loveliest human being.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great guy. But to be fair, you're still avoiding the question. Do you think LF do socials best in the world or not?
You can start it with respectfully. You can say respectfully.
Respectfully, absolutely.
With respect, I've never seen another community make great socials as big as us.
Let's go. That's what we want, guys.
Someone click it. We'll put it on Twitter. We've got the Twitter drama for today. Let's go.
Let's go.
Fucking amazing.
We've got our clip.
But I would love to be proven wrong. I'd love to go to a social that I've not organised.
So would I.
No, so would I. Because that means
I will enjoy it.
Someone's gone above and beyond and like blown the roof off the gap to really like put on a banging social.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm all for it. It's not, while there might be bants with the competition, really, we just want more amazing parties. That's the
Yeah,
fact of the matter.
100%.
Session, mate. It's about the session. That's
Dude,
what I'm saying.
so I remember. So Go Fest last year was the first real event first real event that my partner had attended,
Oh yeah.
and she never really believed when I said like
Was she
regardless
not
of
at
being
UIC?
full of fucking
Did I not meet her at UIC? I did.
yes, but that was very
Briefly,
very briefly.
Yeah.
But she didn't believe me when I said like, regardless of it being a load of fucking nerds,
Nerds,
basically like
weebs
it's a turn up session.
Yes. Fully.
Yeah, and yeah, would have been after Go Fest that she was like that was like a mental weekend. Like everyone is just having fun, getting to know each other, and just getting pissed.
That's my favourite part.
Basically,
Not the getting pissed. It's forgetting about the game and just like because like we all play this game a lot. Maybe some of us unhealthy amounts. Maybe some of us, you know, it's a personality trait or whatever you want to call it. But like, and then for other people, it's a profession to some degree. You can make money from it. It's a source of income. Like however you see the game, but it's nice just to forget about the game. The game is a means to why you're there. It's like you forget about the game,
definitely,
and you just enjoy people like you would in any other social environment, and you forget about. And then that's when you've got like people like Josh's partner Bella, and then you've got like big man Tim that was saying earlier doesn't play poker.
Big man Tim.
He's vibing with a poker. Like, you forget all about Pokemon Go when you're just full send. Like when you're full send, like anything goes.
Yeah, definitely.
You know
yeah, like I'm excited for this year. I'm excited for UIC again. It's gonna be a blast. My only problem is, me Thomas for talking about this.
Oh no.
EUIC, we need to go bigger and harder than we did for Liverpool, and we went pretty fucking hard
I need to
at
save
Liverpool.
some money for like because we're going Lanzarote not long afterwards as well. So this whole April is just gonna be like it's gonna be monging out like.
Definitely, yeah.
Lanzarote will be sick. I think Liverpool. So Liverpool, we have a big advantage that we have a fantastic community leader there in Ginger Ninja who works within the hospitality sector. So he's already fantastically connected within that city. And Liverpool is a good party scene. Quite, you know, it has a reputation.
Hey, telling me.
I know, mate. You know too well, mate.
Quite a few people come for like stag do's there, you know, because it's quite a lively city. So we've got that covered. So Liverpool being the regional location is fantastic from a community standpoint. And then and of course London is London. Like London is an unparalleled city in the world. The city never sleeps and it's so multicultural. I love it. So
it's great.
In order to top Liverpool, we need to. First of all, we might have a slight advantage in terms of just the sheer number of people that can't be coming, but a lot of it will be advertising, and then also just going through the grassroots method of befriending more people, getting them on board with the idea of, I want to hang out with more of these Pokemon Go lot, maybe expanding to video games and trading card games, folks who are more socially inclined and want to do that, and get them on board as well. This is the way to reinforce bonds that are already there or build those new bonds and friendships so people want to stay in touch with London's Finest, following us on X, being in our Discord so that they are always aware what is the
what's happening.
London's Finest
For sure.
Join the London's Finest Discord, definitely, because you can see Adellion Legend Push as well. Adellion Legend Push in the server.
See, I must admit, for me, it's kind of scary thinking about EUIC because over the last few events,
I know he's not joking. Look at his face. He's
right?
not joking.
No, genuinely I am, because I've realised over these last few events that I'm going to generalise it as my group. We're known as the people that we're going to get fucked up. We're going to get fucked up, and across the last few socials. I feel like we're building our own little pisshead army.
It's expanded, yeah.
Right? It's expanded.
It's a cult.
Big time.
We are the cult within the community.
And I'm like, I don't know how much of this my liver can take, man. I don't know.
Maybe I can suggest you start drinking these.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. No, I couldn't.
Get in a bit.
I couldn't.
No, you know what? They taste lovely. I'll give you that, but it's it's not the same.
Do you know what it is? I couldn't. I couldn't.
Just hold your finger over it, and no one will know the difference, mate.
Oh, there we go. I know. My liver would know.
Yeah. No, but it's crazy. It's like even thinking back to Go Fest last year, when we were, it would have been the Saturday night Saturday night social. I don't think I bought more than 5 drinks because
You were giving drinks
were just
away.
mate, because everyone was just buying me drinks, and it got to the point where I was so fucking battered. I'm like, I can't fucking drink anymore. Stop bringing me drinks. I was giving them away. I'm just like, I can't do it. And then it was the same in Liverpool. Like, people will come up to me like, oh, Josh, what's the plans tonight? Where are we going? And I'm like, oh god, these people. Like,
how do they know me?
Yeah,
how do they know me and what?
Yeah. I was like, fucking hell. And then it was like,
I think in contrast, I think in Liverpool I spent about maybe 100, maybe 150 quid on drinks.
I probably spent more on Ubers and like drinks and some nights. It's
and
crazy.
Then at GoFest. Oh no, sorry, not GoFest. At UIC last year, I think I spent I got a receipt. I spent £227 on drinks.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how. And I don't. To be honest, part of me doesn't care. That London difference, trust. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that Liverpool's mental. So genuinely, bearing in mind, I think each night we had a minimum of, I would say, like 7 people out with us, and we were out all night. Genuinely, I think I maybe only spent like 300-400 quid this weekend, which is mental, right? Which is mental considering everyone who was out with me, we were all buying rounds for each other.
Yep.
Right. So buying like 7 drinks at a fucking time, and like I just remember just not caring and thinking, right, I'm gonna deal with this Monday. I gotta go home. I check the bank, and I'm like,
at least you have the advantage that it was Liverpool pricing rather than London pricing.
Dude, I would have been fucked if it was London pricing. I would have been absolutely fucked, man. I would have been done for. I'd have been selling my shoelaces.
You'd have to sell that GoPro that you bought and use like nuns. Like you'd have to sell that GoPro on the fly in the middle of the street.
Yeah, it was so bad, But yeah. So I guess moving on from that. So seeing as we talked about casting, socials, LF, one of the things that we've put down on here that we wanted to talk about is, because obviously, as we just spoke about, you are a very busy man. You are like you're always up something. So so I guess
when you say always up something.
He might be. He might be.
You're saying his fingers in many pies. Is what you're saying.
So the next question I wanted to ask is like how do you manage your time? Because you are always, but no, the thing is you don't, because you're either casting, you're being one of the professors at a tournament, you're doing LF shit, you're hosting socials, you're always going on fucking holiday as well. Like where the fuck do you make the time for this?
Unless you've got something that you feel like, you know what, I should be doing above these things. Like how would you say overall, like your time management and sort of like your day-to-day management, how would you say it is? Like, unless you feel like you're really dropping the ball on something else, like do you feel that way, or do you feel like everything's pretty much you've got it on lock?
No, there is always an element of you feel you're dropping the ball on something at some point. There's always something I could be doing, either with the day job or with the Pokemon side of things, or whatnot, because I do work full time as well. But the challenge, I think the challenge is deciding what to prioritize. So, for example, if I'm casting, obviously you got to prioritize that, because that's so important. If I'm staffing or judging, I'll do that as well. Although that one, you just have to be there. You have to know what you're doing. Once you know what to do as a judge, that doesn't really change all that much. You just keep doing the same thing and aim to be a better judge, make fewer mistakes in terms of don't pay attention to what's going on a bit more and be more diligent. You're on the job. Aside from that, the organizing socials and stuff like that for the local communities is very much over the course of the month going, right, these are the events I've got that are in game, like community days and whatnot. Which are the events that I'm going to host in-person meetups for in Manchester, for example? So I tick those off. Those are the time slots I'm booking off for those. And then when I am so once those are out of the way, I also get rid of the regional weekends that I'm away, either staffing or casting or competing for what that matter. And then after that, you work with what's left to handle everything else. So like every evening this week, I've done something for either Devon or for I've posted about the Utrecht socials.
Yes, I saw you
So I made
invited me to
graphics for that.
Campfire. I was like, Adellion's on it already. I'm like, I'm excited already.
Yeah,
It's a
there's
month
like
away.
there's campfires events matched up with the graphic set for Utrecht. The Dortmund was planned last week or the week before, and that's been publicized
that,
as
yeah.
well. Now we're working on a UIC. There's constantly it's like, right, what's the next thing? And my idea is, as long as I can keep thinking, what's the next thing I need to do, and keep doing it, there will be a lull after NAIC, because there won't be any events between then and September, assuming Worlds is in August, which is a guess at this point for me. I have no
I think it
insider
is, yeah.
knowledge. Sorry, folks. Yeah, but it usually is. So that's my guess anyway. So at that time we can be a bit more chill. So that's the thing.
Yeah. Do you never feel like really like burnt out though? Like like my plate is so full.
Yep.
Like.
Yep. Quite regularly.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, but then like how do you keep on going? Because there are so many people that would just fuck it off basically.
They'll fold
Like
a lawn chair and just...
right, like they'd go right, like basically like for myself, I need to drop this, spend less time doing that. But like, I mean, from an outsider's point of view, like you're always very much like 110% all the fucking time.
Yeah, the main thing that keeps me going is just my love of people and the community and the people that I know. Not rely on me. That's a strong word. It's not rely.
To be fair, I think it's quite accurate in a way.
From an outsider's point of view, I'd say
yeah. And to be fair, I think everyone else in LF staff in chat would also agree that a lot of people do rely on you in a way, like 110%. I don't think.
I think things would not get done quite as quickly, and some things would probably not get done at all. Not necessarily because I do them, but it's more because I will be the one that goes to people
to prompt it,
to prompt it and sort of project manage it, and then input on the bits where there's no one else to do it.
Yeah.
But it is a challenge. I won't deny it. It has been very helpful having good solid people within the LF staff team to help out. Josh, yourself, as one prime example, not to mention others as well. Let's talk about Dortmund and Utrecht, for example. There have been community ambassadors that have come out to say, you know what, we'll help with Utrecht and whatnot, and that takes the burden off me a little bit, so I can collaborate rather than be taking it all on my own back. So trying to find help from people that might have that community orientated mindset is key, but I won't deny that there always is a little bit of burnout, and so that's when you prioritize the bits that are most going to drive you or allow you to stay longer within this Pokemon Go world.
I'm gonna dig a little deeper in the sense that obviously you do quite a lot and there's a lot on your plate. Is there ever a time when, I'm not gonna say when there's nothing on your plate, because I feel like that would be a bit unrealistic, because I feel like you're similar to...
I'll find shit.
Exactly, yeah. You'll find something to do. Like you'll want to do something. But is there ever a time where it's like, unrelated to the game and so to speak? Is there ever a time where it's like, you know what? It's like I have downtime. It's like it's my time. I can do like maybe other stuff that's like unrelated to Pokemon Go. Is there ever a time for that, or do you feel like you just love what you're doing so much you forget about that and you see that sort of stuff as your time?
It makes sense. I think for me, I'm really hoping when I can pay the mortgage off, I can put my feet up a lot more at that point. Yeah. That for me is like a life goal thing. But in terms of my hobby, my passion, it will still be very much not necessarily Pokemon Go, because if Pokemon Go continues as a game, that's on Niantic and the community to stick around for that.
Yeah.
If that sticks around to a sizable point where I can still have my friends gather up for a social and we have a great time as a big group, then I will continue doing that. If Pokemon Go stays on the tournament circuit, and I hope it does, and I get to continue casting, then I would love to do that, because I absolutely love casting and telling people how amazing these battlers are.
Yeah.
So that for me, I would love to continue doing that, as long as the opportunity stays there, and I hope it stays there forever, really.
Yeah, because because you, to be fair, so obviously because we're friends on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
You do still manage to fit in like holidays and stuff
I
like
see
that.
that as well. I'm like, you're out with mates, and I'm like, I'm trying to recognize faces. I'm like, well, this doesn't look like anyone I know. Like, I'm trying to think of the actual Pokemon Go people have on Facebook, apart from you guys, Ilian, and maybe like a couple of other people. I'm like, I see the faces. I'm like, oh, he's just out in like a bar in Manchester, or just wherever he is now. I'm like, he's not doing Pogo stuff. I'm like, this guy is literally Mr. Worldwide. Like, he's just
there are quite a few friends. I would say in my area where in Manchester where I live, I'd say half of my friends are probably Pokemon Go people, but the other half are not. But the half that are not are aware of what I do with Pokemon, because let's be honest, being a commentator
it's
for
hard
the biggest gaming franchise in the world is quite a cool thing to say.
Flex, man.
Yeah.
So
do you ever get those friends be like, oh, that's so fucking nerdy? Like, do you have any friends that like don't understand?
I hate people like this. I hate having this conversation, but I love having this conversation at the same time.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, I guess. Do you ever have people who are your friends who just genuinely don't understand? I guess like this other world, so to speak, and like they just don't get it.
I'll be honest, no, not really. But the reason for that is because I have filtered them out over several years. So this is going to sound really big-headed, but I'm at the stage in my life where I have so many friends. I'm truly honored for them to be in my life and for me to be in their lives. That if there's anyone that is going to judge me for the hobbies I have,
they're not worth keeping around. They're not worth keeping in your circle.
Yeah, exactly. They always say the rule. I don't know if you two both agree with this, or for the viewers watching.
I know what you're gonna say.
You know the rules.
You can count all your best friends with one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
That rule. Like for me, I genuinely cannot whittle down my best friends to one hand. I genuinely cannot do that. There's people I know I could tell them my darkest secrets if necessary, and have a boy-to-boy conversation, or boy-to-girl conversation. I could have that. So for me, the most important thing is going to be, of course, your family, of which I only have really like my mum, because I don't have a big family. I don't have any siblings. My dad's not in the picture. None of that. And so for me, if it ain't my family, then it's my friends, looking after those that I care about, be it Pokemon Go people like both of you, be it like non-Pokemon Go people but respect what I do. They're all people I care about. That's what keeps me going. Those people are the most important and emotionally valuable people to me, and I'm honored that they are in my life. Truly.
Amen. Amen.
See, that's quite lucky. So, especially I guess when me and Tom work in bars.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation so many times with people, and they don't understand. Like they really don't, and it's kind of frustrating. But then it's kind of funny when their whole like perspective it changes, and it's normally especially when you talk about tournaments, when you talk about you can make money from this.
Yep.
All of a sudden the doors get blown wide open, and like all of a sudden they're interested. It's
and the money's damn good. Like when you think about it, $2,500 for winning, and you get
the booster packs, which have resale value and stuff, and the boxes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, if someone told me you can pay $2,500 to tap on your phone in clever ways and time it correctly, mate, why do you think I'm here? Except
sometimes you don't even have to time it correctly if you're in North America. But anyway, that's
them nighttime clash of vibes. No, he smashed it, to be fair to him. Yeah.
But he missed his flight though, so that's like because we're so
honestly,
British, we're like, whoa.
It's the most dumbest thing. It was the most dumbest thing. I told him you ain't gonna make your flight, but he still insisted on trying, and I'm just like, this guy. He doesn't
understand. It's like the UK is different. It's just gonna go. It ain't gonna wait for you. It's probably gonna go 10 minutes early if it feels like that. Reminds me of what I just did. So basically, when I don't know if I can't remember if you were casting this one, but it was when Stan was playing Zwilus. I think it was in the winners final, And obviously Stan's charger bug was very good in the back, and then he brings it in, and then Wireless just like, it was like a U swap, I swap. So Wireless brings in the Mantine, and it was like straight RPS. Like, obviously he's not meant to, he sort of just boomer swaps, and we're also in the crowd just like, way. I'm like, we're such cunts. Like, only in the UK, in Liverpool is that happening. We are such wankers. That's not happening at any other European regional, any other North American regional. I'm like, we are dickheads. But it's funny. The fact that it would only happen in Liverpool, I don't know, it kind of gives it character, but it's like, obviously for someone else's expense, like, it is what it is. Game for game.
Minor. Yeah, exactly. It is what it is.
But yeah, so I kind of figured that's enough Pogo shit now. Let's get into the I booze you side of shit. So one question we always ask our guests, which to be fair, we can't ask you. So we normally ask guests like their most embarrassing drunken moment on a night out. So I guess for you, we're gonna have to change it. What's the most embarrassing drunken moment you've seen on a night out?
Right. Okay.
I'm scared. Just don't make eye contact. Just look away. Look away.
No, the problem I have is that there's quite a few. I've witnessed two lads. One was smashed. Well, they both smashed, and one was trying to take a piss, and he thought he was trying to take a piss into a toilet, into a urinal, when it was actually a bin. But it was firing too high, and he kept hitting the other guy with his piss. And the other guy was not realizing it. And
This is at a Pokemon event.
No. This is just general.
Oh, gee, fair enough, go on.
No, that's possibly one of the worst things what's one of the quote unquote worst things I've seen.
That is nasty.
Yeah, I mean, and later on he figured it out, and he looked at him. He was like, "You're pissed on me," and he's like, "Yeah, I did," and then they both walked off like nothing
just carried on like nothing happened.
Yeah. That's a strong friendship. They must be like boys, like since like.
Straight up.
Otherwise, if that's it, mate, unless there's like a 10-year friendship, a whole sort of like waiver being signed. If someone's pissing on me, they're getting banged out. It's not happening. That's fucking mental.
That's funny, man. That's jokes, man. You got any more good ones?
There are some worse ones, but I dare not share them because that's just like some horrendous.
I thought you were going to say I can't. I thought you were going to say I can't top that, but apparently you can. Guys, you heard it.
Go on, bro.
You heard it.
Go on, bro. I want to hear it. Come on.
No, I can't. No, there's.
You don't have to say names. Like, we'll never ask.
You don't have to say names.
Just say like, listen, character A, shat on character. And
no, it's not. There's some stuff that's
shat on.
What's worse than pissing on someone? Shitting on them, innit?
It's
no,
true.
There is that accident, or one of the lads is asleep, so you take a photo of him in an incriminating position, shall we say? Let's not get into details. Consider it because I don't want to be getting into that. But you know what? You can't just do that incriminating positions, and then it's like, we'll leave that for another day. No, we will leave that. Period. That is not what's on this cast.
I hate
That's so funny.
No, because you can insinuate all you wish, but number one, I wasn't involved.
You had to make that clear. He was filming. He just wasn't involved.
Oh, that's so funny, man.
Yeah, but I wasn't involved. And then I mean, there's the usual stuff like you give someone a bottle and they think it's like beer, but in reality it's piss or something like that. That kind of standard shit that happens at uni.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, that's never happened to me, bro. That's never happened to me.
No. It's never happened to me either, because fortunately I have a very good defense mechanism. I don't fucking.
You don't drink. Yeah. So to be fair, that's something else I wanted to ask. How the fuck? How do you deal with us cunts when we're out getting battered? Because listen, like if I was sober, I would not be fucking hanging around you cunts as much as I do. I couldn't hack it. I could not fucking do it.
Cheers.
It's true. It's true.
I feel fucking great now.
It's true though, isn't it?
Cheers,
like
Tom's crying now.
No, but like, come on, be real. Like. So, for example, if you stayed out with us, like that whole night, I guarantee by the end of the night, you're like, I fucking hate these knobs. Like, I cannot fucking stand them.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So number one. So I don't know, but maybe not. This doesn't apply to absolutely everybody, but generally speaking, most people are fucking hilarious when they're drunk because they say and do shit that. When they're sober, they only think about. Okay,
yeah.
So they just say her like funny. So everyone just becomes 100 times funnier when they're drunk. and obviously like.
But we're funny
so
anyway,
when
right? We're funny without.
Yeah, funny. Yeah, of course, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
You two, you just have that nice default. Trust,
Shit,
trust,
There you
trust.
go.
Yeah,
Thanks.
but then,
Fucking
but
banging
the,
that,
but they get, and it becomes so everyone becomes so much funnier that it's actually quite amusing to just watch, be around, and then
yes.
because they're drunk, a lot of the time they assume you're drunk as well, and because me as a personality, I'm quite like.
High on
you know,
life, I would say.
I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm high life. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. I'll embarrass myself dancing. I don't give a fuck. So
Yeah.
I just fit right
Yeah, you
in with
will.
that. So I actually feel very safe around my friends when they're hammered because then they're on a level where I can be fucked up with them.
No,
But then
no, see, man,
but then ultimately,
mate, you are built different.
Ultimately, it's like you are sober, so it's like it's one of them. Where
So I can drive. So I can drive home afterwards. That's the priority.
You
Right?
Mate,
you can get the
you
Uber
are
to the
built.
next pub.
Yeah, man, you're built different. So obviously, you know Dodie, don't you, Mag Zero?
Goat.
So
What a fucking
so
goat.
mate, he's a great guy. So he's like one of my locals, and he will come out with us every fucking time, and he will stay out, and he'll be the last one out.
Yep.
And I would look at him, and I'd be like, how the fuck do you put up with us?
I only
Like,
realised that at like the social at your pub when I was like, oh, can I borrow your battery pack? And I'm like, because you let me borrow it. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm like, do you want a drink? And he was like, no. I was like, I don't drink. I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
fair. I was like, let me get you a
Yeah.
Coke then. I was like just. Say
yeah, I'm
thank you.
just like,
Get your
I don't
bag.
know. Maybe it's because I'm a drinker myself, but like, I would not hang around you cunts if I was teetotal sober. Ain't happening, bro. It's not doing it. I'm taking up knitting or something instead. Like, because I'm telling you, I would flip my fucking lid.
Crocheting.
It would, it would drive me fucking mad. To be fair,
But
no.
most people are sound, and I think for those that are watching, if they're worried, oh, maybe someone sober is going to judge me for being drunk,
Nah,
bro.
not a
If
chance.
you're
definitely not.
if someone's drunk, if you're drunk, okay, and some sober guy doesn't like the fact that you're drunk,
It's
but
their
you're in a
problem.
bar, that's their fucking problem.
Yeah,
Bro.
it's-
Like,
yeah,
you
it's
know,
their
as
problem.
long as you ain't bothering them, and why bothering them? I mean, like, you know, going "Hey," and then spilling a pint.
If
all over
someone's
them or
bothered by
something.
drunk people, why would you go into
Why
a
are you in a
pub?
bar?
Why
Yeah.
are you in
exactly,
a pub?
Exactly.
Go to
Yeah,
McDonald's
exactly.
and then you'll still see drunk people. Bad example. But just go church.
Yeah.
Like just go to the fucking
Church.
mate, go to
Go to that-
goals. Like play some footy. Like just fuck off, innit?
Man said go to goals as his Jesus
that-
Christ.
Go jump
and
giants,
if you
innit?
don't like, or go to the shisha bar, innit? That's the alternative.
Yeah,
That's
that's
like
true.
a brand
That's-
pub, innit?
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, hey, you said it, not me. You said it. Wait,
I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, wait, do you ever go to shisha bars?
Yeah, sometimes.
So, do
Not
you
often,
partake?
Yeah, like just maybe like I'll go to shisha bar maybe once every 3 to 6 months, like maybe as a special.
Is it
treat.
3 or is it 6? That's I want to know. That's either
So
twice a year or 4 times a year. I want to know.
Yeah, somewhere between 2 to 4 times a year, or when I'm on holiday, I might treat myself to one. But that is just that for me. That shisha.
But you go away a lot, so that's a lot. That could be
Yeah.
a lot of shisha then. Like you said,
No,
when you
but
go on
a lot of
holiday.
that, yeah, but a lot of that going away is because of
Right.
Pokemon, though. To be fair, so I ain't
Yeah,
got
that's
time for
fair.
that.
That's
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But so the next thing we've got on here, which to be fair, I have wrote is I would refer to you as a smooth criminal because you have the ability to like you will talk to girls and you will be so fucking smooth about it, and it is
Riz.
genuinely fucking you've got the riz on fleek. And
W's
like
in the chat, guys.
like
W's in the chat.
yeah, straight up. Yeah, can we get some W's in chat for Adellion's riz? So
And,
like,
the thing is, it's not even Riz at all. I genuinely just talk to them like I talk with everybody
no,
else.
Normal, innit? Like
no,
normal.
it
No,
definitely is.
I believe him.
Listen,
I believe him.
listen,
It's
you are a
normal.
liar.
Normal.
You are a fucking liar.
Come on.
You're a liar, and you fucking know you are.
That's my brother. Normal.
You know
He's
how
like,
many times? You know how
there
many
like
times?
the
I've
emoji.
said-
Like I don't know.
Yeah, you
I
know
understand.
how many times how many times I've seen this guy just approach a woman and be like, oh.
He's there like this. He's like.
He's getting in. You're like, you know, yeah, he loves it. He fucking loves it. Like straight up. Like so I guess like where do you have that confidence from? So like I'm going to use the example of talking to girls because we're lads, right?
Yeah, sure.
I know people that would not talk to girls the way you talk to them without like at least like
How many
5
beers?
pints.
Yeah, a few beers
Right.
to even
Like,
think about
Right.
plucking up the
Yeah.
courage. Yeah.
Right.
And
No,
you're
I see what you
straight
mean.
in
So,
there.
No. So the thing is, I'm actually very, very scared deep down of talking to a lot of women. Like it is quite very intimidating. Okay,
Yeah.
and the reason why it's intimidating is because you there's a very small part of you somewhere where in every man, I'm not sure if it's in every man,
You
but in
fear
some men where
rejection
you're like,
in whatever sort, whether someone
yeah,
doesn't. Not it has to be
yeah,
like an advance. Like if they just don't want to talk to you, you get pied.
Yeah.
yeah,
Plus, I would like to interject. I'm not saying for a second that Adellion goes on the prowl. That's not what I'm saying
He's
at
not
all.
a man slag. He's not a
Right.
womanizer.
Yeah.
Like he's a good boy.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
yes, 100,
Yeah. So
yes,
I'm just
yes.
clearing that out.
The little,
Yeah.
the little halo, but no. But the thing is, like, so first of all, there is a fear factor with talking to women, especially if you, and it's more pronounced if you don't have that confidence. Now, I never had that confidence when I was younger, and it took a lot of work and even sometimes counselling to be comfortable in myself and go, you know what? Just because I'm not 6 foot, just because I'm not built like a fucking bull, doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Because I can just be like, I'm just going to be a nice person. I'm going to treat everyone with respect.
Be yourself,
If there's a guy there, there's my boy. I'm going to chat to him. If it's a girl there, I'm going to chat to her, welcome her into the community. If there's anything that's bothering her, like especially as we have the sort of hashtag girls at PvP. We want to make Pokemon Go and our community a safe space
Yeah,
for women.
for sure. Yeah.
So in order to do that, okay, we got to make sure they're comfortable, and so that does not work if you're going around, trying to like holler at them, for lack of a better term. So what do I do instead is that I'll genuinely want to be friends with them in the same way I don't want to be friends with a lad. And then once you're friends with someone, like to that level, like you can make those jokes. And the thing is, they're just jokes. Like, when I make the flirtatious comments for a laugh, they're just there like for bands.
That's your banter. That's your your sense
that's my
of
bands.
humour.
I don't mean.
Which,
I don't,
if you
I
don't
don't
know
mean
the
anything
person
by it.
or they don't know you, then it
Yeah.
might be a bit odd in it. But like if you feel like,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you said, you've built up that rapport where it gets to the point that you know you can drop these jokes and they're gonna land in it. Like you're not gonna be looking at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah.
Because they will know that I'm having a laugh, I'm joking. And to be fair, with some of the lads as well, I make those kinds of jokes. So and there's been
True.
girls that have witness to that. So really, it does stem down to if you stop looking at them, if you're nervous about talking to women, if you stop thinking of them as women,
Stop thinking of them as objects. They are humans.
Well,
Literally.
yeah,
just,
yeah. I mean, yes.
But on a big man
yes,
thing,
that as
no,
well.
that's what you're trying to say. Like, honestly, like,
Yeah.
don't think of them like shit. I've got to come in and I've got to like be smooth with it, bruv. Just
Impress
talk
them
bruv,
and
just
be
talk to
smooth,
them.
yeah.
It's like, listen, dap them up if you got to my big man, you good. And then just
Just
like,
dap 'em
it's just
up.
fucking
Yo, what
hold
bruv,
that.
what are you
Yeah,
saying?
what are you saying? Like,
It's
honestly, just be yourself. If that's how you'd greet someone, don't be like, hey babe, like don't. Try, don't stunt. You'll look like a dickhead.
Yeah.
You have your pants pulled down and not in the way you want. Like it will just go like fucking arse over tit. Like it will just flop. Just don't do it.
True.
Yeah,
Right, I'm gonna quickly grab a beer.
And you also have, and there's also another thing to bear in mind as well, and this is quite a luxury with Pokemon Go community, is that many of the women that do come to this community, they are already aware that the lads within it are perhaps a little bit more different in how they
It's a bit
interact
nerdy, isn't
with
it?
women.
Yeah, a lot of us are just like.
We'll be a little bit more nerdier. We'll be therefore. I'm not saying that everyone is perfect within the community. There is still negative aspects to it, but
for sure.
on the whole, there is a trend that maybe a lot of the lads may therefore be a little bit more wary, but also more respectful towards women. I would hope, because they're not used to going around rizzing all these girls, or if that's the term.
I mean, there'll be some in the community that might be, but we ain't got to go into that. Yeah, we ain't got to go into that. But like, obviously, on the whole, I do agree. It's like a lot of, I'd say from my own experience, I just respectful. Like, I feel like I've not met like a guy, especially at London's finest social, because they're most of the ones that I go to, and they're the most enjoyable ones for me. I've not met anyone where it's been like, you're actually a bit of a twat, because I feel like if I would have, like, I don't know, I wouldn't have made a deal out of it, but I feel like I'd know off the top of my head. I don't feel like there's anyone. I can only speak for myself here that I thought, you know what, you're a bit of a jeb end, but I feel like everyone's just been sound. From my own experience.
There are people like, don't get me wrong, like that. I have the privilege of being a guy, so I'm probably going to miss certain interactions which a girl might feel uncomfortable, with another community member. But as long as I can empower that girl, or that woman, to be comfortable to come to me and say, yo, Adellion, I've just had this happen to me. and this is now, and that was the person that did it.
Yeah.
And then I would have the confidence to go and have a word and say,
Yeah,
you know,
let me
what the
sort
fuck,
this. Like,
bro?
what's going
Like,
on, bro?
and
Yeah.
if yeah, what's going on? And then this behavior, I'm sure many other members of the LF community would also do, because we have women in our community that we love and care about, and we want to protect them as along with everybody else. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
for us, I think the important thing is, as long as we keep trying and listening to women, and listening to women to make sure it stays safe for them.
Yeah. Safe space for everyone.
Yeah, it can be safe for everybody for sure.
Absolutely, guys. Any of you guys in chat that like just take note. It's important life lessons, not just for like Pokemon Go or anything like that. Just
No, mate.
be respectful.
Thomas, it goes back to it goes back to the quote. It goes back to the quote
It
that we
does
said
go
on
back
Momo's stream.
episode. Yep.
Just don't be a cunt.
Don't be a cunt.
Right?
It's
Like,
more energy to be a cunt. It's less energy to
yes.
be nice. Effortless to be nice. Smooth
Yes,
like
and we
Adellion
are-
to be nice.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, and straight up, we're getting that on t-shirts at some point. That's gonna be our merchandise. It takes more effort to be a cunt than to be a good person.
that's too many words for us. We just have to put "don't be a cunt"
true.
and then it encapsulates
Yeah,
the
it's
same
true.
message.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
but,
make sure there's stream compatible logo, and then go up on this.
Yeah, yeah, can you imagine?
Can you imagine if that word was there?
Oh.
Horrendous.
Just censor
That's it.
Yeah.
Banned. TPCI.
I'll just be
banned.
there, like
Yeah.
covering it up with a phone, like fucking you can't
Yeah.
be you. Yeah, don't be a dick.
man.
Don't be
I'm
a
too
dick.
busy. I'm too busy losing this battle because I'm too busy
Yeah.
hiding nasty words.
Getting
Yeah.
the badge in, yeah.
Yeah, get the badge in. To be fair to Momo as well, she was one of the first people I interviewed at the
Oh, she was first on
Liverpool
stream, yeah.
Regionals. Yeah, she won the first on stream. She's very, very nervous, bless her heart. Which just goes to show when you're on stream, it's one thing, but when you're actually
Yeah.
being interviewed or on your official cast, it can be
But the thing
quite
is, like,
intimidating.
she
So
streams,
big
like-
shout out to her.
She's a big streamer, like small
Yeah.
streamer, big platform, but like big UK
Yeah.
streamer. But it's like being
Yeah.
like on stage. It's like because I was talking, me and Karim, I think just jumped in. Shout out Karim. But like we were talking to afterwards. I'm like what was it like? Like was there a lot of like white noise? Like what could you hear in the headset? Because I've not had the sort of privilege to be on stream at a play event. So she was like,
It's just because they ain't got a sofa big enough here. Sorry, couldn't help. Sorry, mate.
Oh,
I'm
Couldn't
in the
help.
toilet just conveniently. It's nothing to do with what.
Yeah, conveniently. Yeah, it's jokes, man.
Of course, but
Yeah.
I need this.
Yeah, but no. When I was speaking to Momo, she's great. She's really great. To be honest, like, so we had her on the cast like fairly early on, and I still think to this day it's one of our favourites. And whenever we talk to people about what it is, like, we always say like, go and listen to that one. It's really good, really wholesome. But yeah, so I guess, while Thomas isn't here, have you got anything that's coming up? Anything exciting? Doesn't have to be Pogo related. Anything going on like in the real world that you're excited for, working towards?
So there's a possibility I might be traveling to Portugal in a few weeks for work. Obviously Dortmund, I'm going to. We have an amazing social booked for that on the Saturday night. Utrecht, of course, again another social day. UIC I talked about. You know what? Do you know what would be really cool? And I'm thinking of doing this, but I'm not sure if I'm not sure. I think the chances of me doing it is quite low. I'm hoping that I get to go to Worlds this year. This would be
That'd be sick. That'd be so good.
So those are the things I'm looking forward to. But to be honest, it's just because there's so much stuff going on in terms of little mini things you have to plan for. Oh, and also don't forget there'll be Go Fest again this year.
Yeah, I can't
in
wait.
London last year, where would it be this year? Wherever it is, we got to be there. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
we have any
100%.
predictions? Any predictions, or any like where somewhere we'd like it to be? Go Fest.
I think so. My prediction would be Amsterdam. Is my prediction.
That'd be good.
My prediction.
You have to think about places that realistically have when I say facilities, like a big enough sort of like
the infrastructure.
Park, and the stuff already in place. Like when countries host like the World Cup and like the Euros, like in terms of football, and it's like they have to undergo like a fucking 4-year like restructure and everything like that. It's like they just want somewhere where it's like it's ready to go. Like,
I mean, for me, I don't know how everyone else felt. It was good to have Go Fest in London. but I really missed traveling for GoFest. I really, really missed
That
it.
was my
which
first
I
impulse to
think,
GoFest. I was like, yeah, I'll take
which,
it. I'll take it.
but like for me, that's why I was so keen to do Barcelona because I was like, shit, I haven't traveled for the game this year.
Gotta get out of the capital. Gotta get out of the capital.
Yeah, like London was good. But then, to be fair, you got to think I've done Berlin, Dortmund, I've done Chicago as well.
I didn't know you'd done Chicago. That's cool.
Yeah. Like, so for me, I love traveling to GoFest. So it was nice to have it on the doorstep.
Yeah.
But then I personally found someone who, plays in London, has a community in London. I feel like a lot of the community from London didn't actually make the most of it.
Agreed.
Which is crazy to me because
it's literally there.
especially in my local group. I had players who travelled to Dortmund/Berlin, but would not get a ticket for London Go Fest because it was in London.
That is crazy.
I had that up north. People wouldn't travel down to London.
Yeah, which is mental.
I was like, for me, if I had unless money was an issue, in case money is an issue regardless of where GoFest is in Europe, but excluding that reason, I don't think I think going to GoFest, I would highly recommend it for literally
100%.
everybody.
Yeah, if you can justify the trip and obviously financially it's feasible, then just send it. Just go.
Yeah,
man.
and
definitely.
as long as you know someone to go with, or you go on your own and just meet up with people.
Yeah.
I guess that's a lot of people's worst fear. That's a lot of people's worst fear. Not having. It's not that you need to travel with someone. If you go there, like you said, you've got friends there, maybe even family there. To it depends on who you are. If you've got people that you're familiar with and recognize, and you can go there, someone if you know Adellion's going 9 times out of 10, people are like, yep, that's good enough for me. Yep. I'm going.
Yep.
You must make you must make them so much money. They're like, oh, Adellion's there. I'm all over it, mate.
Well, if it's an excuse for more people to come, then I'm down for it because I will always say I'll always say to people that if you don't have anyone else to come with, just come and spend your entire day with GoFest with me, and then if you find more people, you hang out with them.
Were any of you guys were you guys due to go to? Because obviously they were going to have the Liverpool Safari Zone, and obviously COVID happened. Were you guys sort of lock and loaded to go to that, or was it
I was.
As well, it's a shame that
but then
didn't actually go.
But to be fair, I must admit, so that year of Safari Zone, I big brained the hell out of it, right? So because of COVID, they cancelled it, right?
Yeah.
So
they had the in-person, they had the global one.
Yeah. So I was like, right, I'm going to take a gamble here. So I bought a ticket for the Philadelphia Go Fest.
You didn't.
And I was like, because I know 100% they're going to cancel it and you can play it anywhere. And they fucking did. So I just played it in London. And I was like, yeah, it's it was fucking big brain. It was fucking big brain play. But yeah, I was locked in, loaded. Although I must admit, after going there, I'm kind of glad it wasn't. I felt Liverpool wasn't great for Pokemon itself.
Yeah.
Mainly because there's no fucking signal in that city at all.
Sometimes I noticed that as well. That sometimes the signal is a bit iffy.
Yeah.
Josh had to book me an Uber. I couldn't even get round, and Joe, we spoke about Joe Beats stuff off stream, but Joe Beats was streaming around. She wasn't taking part, but she was streaming around the event because obviously you get the event spawns, you get the car binks and stuff.
Yeah.
Her stream just died. I was thinking, I guarantee it's when she's gone near the venue, done. It was the signal just went, and then she went back online and saw a wild JD Underdog in her stream. But the signal was ropes. How they could, how it wasn't as bad as last year. Last year was horrendous, but this year, it improved, but ever so, only by a bit.
Slightly.
Yeah, ever so slightly.
Yeah, for sure.
I had struggled. So so for those that obviously you two were aware of this already, but I had a bunch of London's Finest shirts, and there was one person I had to give a shirt to on Saturday, and trying to locate him with the lack of signal was horrendous.
Yeah.
Because it's all well and good. I could get signal because we got a special staff Wi-Fi for the casters. So that's so that they can find us easily if we need to come back to the production area. So that's not for bans, that's for a work reason.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have signal. Trying to get him was so difficult. Luckily, I walked around in the TCG area, spotted him, and then got
Yeah.
to pass it on. But they really do need to, and it's not on, and it's not on Niantic, it's not on the Pokemon Company.
No, of course it's not.
Like
No.
that in O2 or all the network providers, they just need to up their game.
Level it up, yeah. Because like wasn't
sure.
like the first like LCQ or London Worlds, like that's where like the signal was awful, and then like you fast forward a year, EUIC. Apart from the initial issues that were happening on the stream with like Stephen, like Sophia and like Andreas, like after that,
Yes.
I thought personally, from my perspective, it ran pretty smooth. It was like whatever they did, it was like plain sailing. Like that should be sort of like the standard for every like tournament hosted in London. Obviously, we know EUIC is happening there again. Like I expect like the same, if not better, at EUIC. Like I don't expect there to be any issues. Like you've had like a year on to understand. Right, we need so and so here when X amount of players are playing. But as the competition whittles down, obviously it's only going to get easier in terms of like the Wi-Fi and the bandwidth or whatever. Like they just need to have that in mind. But I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. There's some good eggs behind the scenes that obviously know all this.
I'm hoping EUIC is successful. I also am very curious to see who comes over from North America.
Yes.
Obviously we've seen one bit of success with Nighttime Clasher, but there's a bunch of other folk from America.
I forgot to mention this. I know we'll credit person in chat that said it because apparently we've not been crediting him enough. Shep Gavin was like also there's because we were talking about the socials and he was saying there's a lot of like North Americans coming over and it's like okay they're coming over for EUIC and it's like they're just gonna be like at the socials as well. So it's like it's a chance. Like I don't know what if Des if you're still here, if you've been telling any of your boys about the socials, if not tell them because it's gonna be bigger and better than ever before. Like whether you come for the tournament
100%.
or not, just come to London. Like forget about the Junkers tweets and the phone theft and everything. It's a lie. I will not steal your phone. It's fine. Like respectfully, you can keep your phone. I'll just take your SIM card. But honestly, just come over. Like it's gonna be a laugh. It's gonna be a vibe. Like, I can promise that much.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel like all these in-person events are worth making the effort if you're able to. Obviously, if you have if you have the finances, the resources, the time, I genuinely do think you should. I think especially for me, the way that I played the game now, genuinely the only reason why I still play this game is because of the people and like the social events. Otherwise, I honestly could not care less about this game at the minute. I genuinely think the game is in one of the worst places it has ever been in its lifetime. And yeah, honestly, like for me, so like the whole point of going to Liverpool, obviously I competed, but that was a case of I was going to go anyway because like all my friends who I haven't been to for fucking ages are going to be there, so I might as well compete anyway. But like I would have been happy to not compete like at all. Like
if you'd got a spectator's ticket,
which is mental because they. Sorry, sorry, I'm going to rant here. They were charging, what was it, $5 for spectator tickets?
Yeah, something like
I did not see one person checking tickets at all, right? Me and Thomas...
You don't have your wristband?
Nope.
No, I didn't get a wristband. No, to be fair, we were the afternoon slot and I deeped it when I saw... I think Joe or someone else, Ilian maybe, wearing their wristbands, and I'm like, I didn't get a wristband, and that I quite like keeping. You know, when you go to a concert like a rave and you keep the wristband, I kind of like that, like little nostalgic. You know, keep the wristband. But that's the thing. Like, no one like in terms of bag checks and everything. Like when you come in,
there was nothing.
All they did to me at like Liverpool last year, EUIC last year. Like let's say this bottle of Bailey's, shout out to Bailey, is a bag. All they did was this. It's like this. It's like right, come through.
Yeah.
That's it. Like they wanted, if there was something heavier in there, if they heard something, they might have checked it. But it was a battery pack plushie and maybe like a notebook. That was it.
Yeah.
So they were just like, right, you can go.
But like for me, because so what time did we get to the venue? Maybe like 10 to 10 ish.
Yeah, about after 10. Yeah.
And yeah, so literally, we literally walked in through the front doors. The guy said, "Oh, it's around this way, the corner." Like no one asked us for tickets. Like
Cody said, we wouldn't have got in without a wristband, brother. No wristband.
Mate, we did.
We were in.
We did. We literally did. Like genuinely, we just walked in. Like no one checked anything.
They saw the LF merch. So like,
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
of
like, oh,
Adellion. He's of
yeah, yeah,
Adellion.
for that.
Yeah. Oh,
They know. They
Yeah.
knew. They knew.
Carries weight.
They knew.
Yeah.
But yeah, like for me, that was mental because so one of my friends, Helen, was going to come up to Liverpool on the Sunday to come and see some of us, but she was like, right, but she wanted to buy spectator passes, but they'd sold out, so she straight up didn't come. But it was like apparently you didn't fucking need them because people were just walking in and out as they pleased anyway.
Oh, that's surprising.
I mean, to be fair, we could have got in, but we just like obviously you were saying you wouldn't have been mad if you weren't competing or not. So you're saying like you wouldn't have minded just being in the hall, not competing.
Yeah, no, because genuinely, I would have just done the same as I did anyway. I went in, I kind of, just walked around, made the rounds, said hello to everyone, like, got some pictures with some friends, blah blah blah, etc., etc. Did some lucky trades. Like for me, that is enough Pokemon for me because I was more like, right, let's get the fucking beers in, like, you know what I mean, like. So
You know what? You can sneak a hip flask in, although technically you're not. Actually, you're not allowed to do that. So yeah.
Are you encouraging
I take
that?
that comment.
Whoa!
I'm not encouraging that. Hurrah, that's it. That's it.
No,
That's
because
it.
I see it like EUIC last year. It was someone joked about it on the Play Pokemon. You know, they have the Play Pokemon server with like all the event coordination, not just for Go, for like video game. Someone joked about. I don't know who's. It's not even that I don't want to say names. I genuinely don't know who. But I think I remember seeing Mel.
I do know who, but I ain't gonna say names.
No, I don't. No, I remember Mel Good seeing it. Like, if anyone brings alcohol, it's like you lot are fucking getting escorted out. Yeah, that's raps. It's like, listen, just go O2 and then go outside and then get on the fucking JD and Coke like me and Muhammad Uzumaki is, and definitely don't bring it in. Like, that's the rules. Like, just one thing at a time. Can't tournament and beer. Like, come on.
I mean, you could do what Adellion did, which is beer heavily. And then sunglasses and tournaments.
Sunglasses, scarf, beanie hat. Like, what a fucking combination, man.
When I get round to actually making emotes, like that's being made.
It has to be one. Yeah. It's iconic, man. Fucking, it's iconic, man. Like, genuinely, it might be the best photo I've ever seen.
You should name it. The emote should be called Blind Elmo.
Yeah, Blind Elmo. That's so funny, man. But yeah.
Well, that on the Discord server.
Yeah. So sorry. So we're coming up to 2 hours. So just before we start winding things down, there is one thing I wanted to ask, and I know everyone else in the chat wants to know this. So anyone who actually knows you, you do have a little bit of like, what's the phrase? A sailor's mouth, right?
Oh, right. So, I love the C word.
Yeah, you do, right? So
in general, or you love saying the C word? He loves the C word, or he loves saying the C word? That's what I want to.
Both.
Both, innit?
Have you ever been close to like saying it on stream, like, at all?
No.
Never. That's so impressive.
Round of applause, chat. Round of applause. How can you not? Like, you're a Brit. You live in the UK. Like, very British.
I think it's because I have to be around the right sort of people.
Get me and Josh in the booth. Get me and Josh in the booth. Adelion's you fucking this.
I don't know if I'd be able to cast with the both of you. I just want to crack up and start saying the C word.
Yeah, but when you're casting with like Leonard and like Zionic and all that, it's like you have to be respectful.
The vibe is different.
Yeah.
And I'm with they know the crack. They're extremely
crack.
professional.
You man are getting the crack in,
Yeah, no. But they know what the deal is. Like
they know the rules.
Yeah, they know the rules.
Yeah, you know the rules.
You follow that standard.
Adellion, I can't believe he just roped you into saying that. He's cracking up. I swear to God. Look, another chat's on it. They know the rules. I can't believe he's got you to say that. For fuck's sake, man. I'm tired of this.
We've got a fucking whopper, boys. God, Adellion, continue. But yeah, so you've never once, like, not even like saying this here, well, that's a bit extreme, but you've never once sort of lost your way when casting, where you're like, you say like, you're thinking, shit, like what, like you've never thought like anything like that when you're casting, like you've never lost your way.
I've never lost my way. I'm sure there might have been times where I've said, shed loads, and people have thought shit loads. But I've not actually, yeah. But in times it's like that is a shed load of damage, and that's because at that time. So if you notice, when I'm trying to make an impact and trying to get some hype, I'm going, that did huge damage, and try and like really amplify my voice. But at that time, you're so busy focusing on amplifying your voice, you forget what you're actually saying. So that's where I have to be careful.
Do you not think that would just be fucking epic, right? So like live on stream, over 1,000 people.
Fuck me, what a catch! Yeah. Fucking, oh mate, he's caught a fucking EQ on his Altarian.
He's fucked wow,
he's
what a cunt he is. You know, it's just like just have that. Just like that'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah, you have to be careful. Obviously, they get told like you can't,
obviously.
Like, you can't obviously like if someone like you can't say like even stuff like I'm not sure if I'd shield there. Or you can't say well that's a questionable
shield.
Yeah, you can't say well I don't know why they shield. Like you can't like down talk the players. You have to try and keep it as like okay they know what they're doing. They're the players. We're the casters. They're on the stage.
Or just like sometimes I'll say that's an interesting shield there. But when I'm saying that, I'm not necessarily saying they messed up. I'm thinking, oh, that's unusual. I wonder why they're doing that. And I genuinely
because you'll say like, oh, they'll probably let this go, and then you'll like obviously double back. Like, oh nope, they've put a shield up because that is what has happened. Yeah.
Yes,
You have to be careful with how you come across. Like you don't want to belittle any of the battlers.
No.
Like
No,
even if the plays aren't the most optimal. Like that's just
and to be honest, like the thing is, the plays might not be optimal.
Not every play is going to be
cases, but the thing is, the fact that they're there is a rate. The fact that they're competing is a rate, and on stream as well. And also, I've played on stream. It is nerve-wracking as hell playing on stream.
When you played on stream, was that the caster battle with Speedy, or was that have you played on stream like other than that? Because I know you did the caster battle with Speedy at EUIC.
Yeah. I played against in the LCQs. I played against Tomahawk, and I got demolished. Not I wouldn't say demolished, but I did get beat quite handily.
Fucked up.
Not a bad player to lose to, so no one's going to hold that against you.
That's very true. And then I was in Orlando. I was on stream as well. I think I played against was it Shiner Hunt Ben? It's my.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was actually feeling quite good because that was in round 2 of the winners bracket, and I had just beaten by the skin of my teeth. I just managed to beat Jay Engels, and he was one of the favourites in that.
Was that the EU sort of invasion, or was that a different tournament? What tournament was it? Was the EU invasion with like Martine, Zweiler?
That was Toronto. I think Toronto. And my gut says that was Toronto last year.
Yeah,
but I
want to say it was Toronto. Yeah, I just remember all the EU lot going over, and then just like none of them made day 2 apart from I think Martine made day 2 actually.
Yeah, I think Martine. I don't think Martine. Martine made day 2
at
one
last season.
Point,
he top cut like every single tournament in like the previous season.
No, there was one tournament he went to America and he didn't do particularly well, but that's because of lack of sleep and stuff. The thing is, he's such a great player, but even the best players in the world won't always smash it. Like look at Axon. He's obviously won the world championship, but he didn't win back-to-back regionals.
He didn't top cut the last regional. The guy that came runners up in world. Like, it just goes to show it's like not that the standards like different or anything like that. It's like with a evolving meta and a changing game. It's like you have to constantly.
And then the mojo you have on the day, like you could just have all the luck in the world to support your amazing plays as well. And sometimes you need it.
Me.
Yeah. Look at Tomahawk versus Pasha. That could have gone a different way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like Dancing Rob. Like he won worlds and then didn't take part. Like in all fairness, obviously a large part of what he has done for Play Pokemon has been the stream running and hand picking the matchups go on stream. So big up Rob for that. But obviously he didn't play anything from like winning worlds in London, which guaranteed his place in Japan. So I don't know whether that's the reason why he didn't do well. It's just interesting when you think about it, because like I know Brown Ball is in chat. I always said to Brown Ball, I was like, because he qualified quite early with Magic Mason. I'm like, do you not want to go to another regionals or like because the meta's going to change probably like once, twice at least before Worlds. He's like, nah. He's like, I've already qualified. Like we're just gonna see how it goes. Like for a lot of people, obviously the A side and the end game, is just qualifying for Worlds. Like however they get on, it's like listen, they can just say they went to Japan and that's a flex in itself.
Exactly.
So they don't really care that much.
100%.
Yeah, sure. But right, 2 hours in. What are we saying, boys? Start wrapping it up now. Getting late.
Send it. Adellion,
Unless Thomas.
No, I was just
Thomas,
gonna
you
say-
got any?
I was just gonna say, like, it's been great having you on here. I feel like this is
Yeah,
the most.
genuinely, it's been a blast.
It's been like, I want to say it's been the most Pokemon on Pokemon Go we've talked about in probably the last like few episodes. But generally speaking, it's been like good. Like for you, it's hard not to talk about Pokemon with you, where you're so involved in
Yeah,
so
for
many
sure.
different avenues and realms and stuff within the community. Like you do so much. So yeah, big up Adellion every time.
Big up, Adellion. Been such a great guy.
What do you have, like, obviously you don't have to reveal anything you can't, but what do you have planned next in terms of like just you, like what's next on the Adellion agenda sort of thing?
So,
Already asked him this. Already asked him this.
It's all good. It's all good.
I might have gone to the toilet.
Yeah, you did.
As a final sort of point, then it'd be great for people to come to Dortmund and hang out with me. So do check us out, and also of course check out the stream as well. And so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Love that.
Sounds good.
So the only other tradition that we do with our guests is we ask them. I'll have to grab a shot because me and Thomas normally do a shot at the end of these. Is we do normally ask our guests to nominate someone else to come on the podcast in the future.
Okay.
I guess I'm just drinking neat vodka as my shot. I guess that's.
But Adellion, who would you? Obviously, we've had like you can say someone that we've had on before because at some point we do want to get some of our previous guests
Season
back
2.
on. Season 2 soon come.
I've got an idea in my head already.
Send it.
Oh,
What are you thinking?
I think it'd be quite fun to have a drink with Lurgan Rocket.
Ooh, we can
make that happen.
I can message James and see what.
Yeah, we can definitely make that happen.
Send him a clip of this, and then I'll DM him as well. I'm sure.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
James loves a cheeky.
Me and
drink,
James ended up when we first met in Lille. We ended up in a gay bar in Lille, and not just me and him. There was a few of us, and we were like, "Oh, it's so cool."
Just
here.
you and him.
Yeah, no.
He's a beautiful man.
No, he is. He is. In all fairness, it was I scammed a beer out of the counter as well. Like they thought I put my card on, but I put the wrong card. I didn't put my Revolut, and I ended up walking over beer. And Arceus Aurelius, Marcus, was like, I told him, he was like, "You have to see that beer off now." I'm like, "Yeah, I understand." So I just chopped it. I was like, "Yeah, I understood the assignment straight away. You ain't got to tell me twice." But no, we can definitely, if you wanna reach out to Lurgan,
Yeah, we appreciate
if you wanna message him, then say it'd be greatly appreciated. Is there anyone else off the top of your head, or do you reckon James is like, you know, he's
James
the
would
one?
be good. I think also another fun person.
Don't say Shep.
No, fuck that guy.
We ain't got the budget. We ain't got the budget for Shep, man.
Yeah.
There's not enough booze in the world. Also,
Well,
you'll need to. And also, you need to check his schedule because you need to clear it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you need to reschedule the training.
Yeah, all that training and other stuff, and basically anything to stop, anything else, so that he can like go in his casual way in Pokemon Go. I was like, and then claim he's a better player than me.
Yeah.
Anyway, Arceus Aurelius would be another one.
I can message Marcus and just say, listen, I'm not asking, I'm telling, just send it.
Yeah, I'm not asking, I'm telling.
Yeah.
But Thomas, you got your shot ready, mate?
Oh, of course, the baby.
I'm swigging from the bottle because London it. Boys, cheers. Adellion, it's been a pleasure to have you, man.
Pleasure's all mine. Cheers, lads.
It's been great. It's been great.
Oh.
So we'll round it up.
Fuck yeah.
That one didn't go down well, yeah.
Oh.
Unity. Right, we're gonna round off the actual episode here, guys. So this has been episode 20. So
episode 20.
That puts us in the one. We're gonna keep saying 0.1%, but that puts us in the 1% of podcasts globally. So yeah, big up, big up chat, and big up the podcast.
Yeah. To be fair, I would genuinely like to say like a heartfelt thank you to everyone who tunes in. Shout out to everyone who tunes in on Twitch every fucking Friday. You listen to us talk shit. We say it every time. What the fuck are you guys doing, man? Like, how do you listen to us?
Hanging out with us is way cooler. What are you on about?
Yeah. Shout out to everyone who watches on YouTube. Shout out to everyone who listens on Spotify. Like, you guys are genuinely amazing. To be fair, me and Thomas spoke about this. So we've now been doing this for nearly 4 months now?
Our first episode, when I was looking back, I believe like the first episode that we did with Kaito Nolan was the 22nd of September. Obviously, we spoke about the idea probably a couple months in advance. But obviously, we had to gather the resources, and we had to we wanted to do it properly. We didn't want to do like a half-ass launch. So it was like I feel like we done as good as we could at the time. But I feel like 20 episodes and they're 2 hours, maybe just over on average. That's a lot of hours you guys are listening to us. So we honestly do appreciate it, guys. It's been surreal. I'm not even just saying
it's
that.
been great. Yeah, and I think as well, and Thomas will back me up here, I feel like we keep seeing it go from strength to strength as well.
Yeah.
Like we're picking up more and more viewers who come in, and genuinely, like any feedback we get, we really appreciate. We've definitely got big plans for this year as well. So even with this being episode 20, like we're only going to level it up, honestly. Going to keep getting bigger and better. We're probably going to play it on the outro. If you guys haven't heard it, we do have a song that our good friend Nate has produced for us. It's fucking amazing, really fucking amazing. We've got some more IRL podcasts coming out this year. We've got more content coming out on our YouTube this year.
While we've got, speaking of IRL content, guys, while we've got Adellion here, we've joked about it and threw it around loosely, and just to get the feelers out really, but people be like,
you're not gonna ask him about the fucking iBoozy OnlyFans, are you? I really fucking hope not.
Haram, brother. Come on, no.
True.
No. So the EUI. So obviously we spoke about the song that I'm gonna get up now to play before we raid out to Brown Baller. I've already decided we're raiding Baller. So before we raid out to Brown Baller, we're gonna play the song. But what I wanted to ask is, for the song, we're looking at potentially doing like an EUIC, because we feel like that's the most appropriate time, and where we're gonna get a load of people in the same place at once that would be interested in doing it. We're gonna get people together hopefully and try and do an EUIC. I keep saying hood video because that will make me laugh.
Music video.
Yeah, a music video. We're gonna do like an EUIC. I'm gonna keep saying hood video because it makes me laugh. And laughing is healthy. But an EUIC hood video, we wanna do it. We just wanted to know, off the top of your head, number one, would you be down? And number two, if you have any thoughts of how we could not make it happen, but how it would we can make it look as good as possible, then we'd appreciate it.
Just get the badge. Just get the badge.
Get the badge in. Fucking send it, chat. Just fucking hold that.
That's so funny.
There's gonna be a lot of Stone Island. I'm gonna print out a lot of Stone Island badges. It's gonna get sent, but we're gonna play the song now, guys. So
play the song, guys. By the way, guys, just because we're leaving, please make sure and stay, listen to the song, and tell us in chat how you feel about it, because genuinely, I think it's fucking sick. It's so fucking good. I love it so much. Yeah, guys, it's been episode 20 of iBoozy with big man Adellion. Much love to you for coming on. Thomas, let's play the song,
guys.
Man.
It's going to be episode 21. It's going to be a pre-recorded episode. So this is
I'm away.
Yeah, Josh is away, so it's going to be a pre-recorded episode. I love that we said we're going to level it up, and it's next one's pre-recorded.
Yeah,
but then after that, we're going to have a special guest. I don't know who yet. Maybe they're in chat now. Maybe they are in chat now. Saying, maybe they just need to get it together. I saw a lot.
It's true.
What I'm going to say is I saw a lot. But right, guys, episode 20. We're going to wrap this one up. We're going to play the song. And then we're gonna raid big man Brown Baller.